Google just dropped Antigravity, and it's insane. This thing builds entire apps while you watch, no coding needed. Just tell it what you want, and AI agents do everything. I'm talking landing pages, automation tools, full websites in minutes. This is the future, and I'm showing you everything. And listen, what I'm about to show you is probably the most powerful AI tool that's come out this year, and most people have no idea it exists yet, which means you're early, really early. And that matters because the people who learn this first are going to have a massive advantage over everyone else. Google just released something called Antigravity, and it's not like ChatGPT, it's not like Claude, it's not even like the other AI coding tools you've heard of. This is completely different. This is Google's secret weapon, powered by their Gemini 3 models, and it doesn't just write code, it builds entire projects autonomously, like having a full development team working for you around the clock, except it's AI agents, and they don't sleep, they don't take breaks, they just build. I'm talking full websites, landing pages that actually convert, automation systems that save you hours every single day, custom apps, tools, dashboards, everything. And here's what makes this absolutely insane. You don't need to know how to code, not even a little bit. You just tell it what you want in plain English, like you're talking to a person, and it builds the entire thing right in front of you, with screenshots proving it works, with tests to make sure nothing breaks, with documentation explaining everything. It's like magic, except it's real, and it's available right now. Now, here's why you need to watch this entire course, because I'm not just going to show you the basics, I'm going to show you everything, the stuff nobody else is talking about yet, how to set it up properly so it actually works, how to use the different modes, how to make the agents work together, how to build complex projects step by step, how to troubleshoot when things go wrong, how to optimize for speed, how to use the advanced features that multiply your results, and most importantly, I'm going to build real projects with you live on screen, so you can see exactly how this works in the real world. By the end of this course, you're going to be able to build things you never thought possible, without hiring anyone, without learning to code, without spending months trying to figure it out. You're going to have a superpower. And in a world where AI is moving this fast, that superpower is going to separate you from everyone else who's still doing things the old way, the slow way, the expensive way. Let's go. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below. So today I'm going to show you how to vibe code with Antigravity. So this is a free tool from Google that allows you to code with, for example, Claude or Gemini or all these other tools to build apps, tools, games, websites, pretty much anything that you can think of, you can build Antigravity. And so what you can do is inside Antigravity, you can code out different things you want to. So for example, this was actually a quiz, and then you can get the AI agent to test and code with you. And this is changing how people build tools, websites, dashboards, and automations. And here's the crazy part. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to hire developers. You don't need to spend months learning technical stuff. You just tell it what you want in plain English. Then multiple AI agents work together to build this stuff out for you. So one agent will write the code, another agent tests it, another agent fixes bugs, and they even take screenshots and videos to show you what they did. So today I'm going to show you exactly how it works. We're going to test it live right here. We're going to build some tools together you can actually use inside your business. Things like lead trackers, content, dashboards, client portals, all built with AI. And I'm going to give you the exact prompts that we use, plus a 30-day plan to go from zero to building your own business tools, even if you've never written a single line of code in your life. This is brand new. We're testing it live, see what it can do. Let's get straight into it. If you haven't used it before, this is how it works. If we say, for example, okay, test this out, and this is the quiz that we actually built out previously, we're actually going to get the AI agent to now test out this quiz live, and it will just click buttons and work on testing out this tool that it built in the background, right? So you can see it's just launching, running the terminal commands, hosting this locally, etc., and then locating this, right? And now it's launched the AI browser, and it's going to navigate to the project that's built offline. So this is the tool that's built. This is a quiz, and it's actually going to use that quiz and start using it directly here. Again, I'm not touching this. I'm not messing around with this. It's just going off and doing everything. All right. So if we hit confirm, so it's actually going to start analyzing the page, start videoing the screen, and then using this to test it out. All right. So today, what I'm going to show you is the Goldie Gravity Launch Framework. And this is my favorite and personal framework for building business automation tools with AI agents. Here's why it works. So most people think building apps takes months. They think you need developers. They think you need to understand programming. None of that is true anymore, right? With Google Antigravity, you become an architect, right? So you tell AI agents what to build. They do the heavy lifting, and you just guide them and approve their work. And this framework has 5 phases. So liftoff. So days 1 to 7, you're going to get the tool set up and learn the basics. Days 8 to 14, this is a 30-day plan. You're going to learn how to build first your simple tools, right? Phase 3, days 15 to 21, you create more complex business tools. Phase 4, days 22 to 28, you test everything and refine. And then phase 5 is like scaling, right? So days 29 to 30, you want to deploy and use this inside your actual business. All right. So for example, let me show you how this works. These are some real tools I actually want for my own business. For example, for the AI Profit Boardroom, I want like a member progress dashboard, right? A tool that shows new members what to do first. It tracks their progress through the community, shows leaderboards and achievements. All right. So what I could do is I can go into Antigravity. We can open up a new window, which will open up a new project. We'll click on open folder. We'll type in member dashboard. We're going to close this other one over here. And then we're going to go back to Antigravity, open up that folder for the dashboard, as you can see. And what you can see here inside Antigravity is that you have over here your project files. Over here, you have the actual code, and then over here, you have the chat, right? And this is really where you're going to interact with stuff inside the chat. You can switch between planning and fast mode. I'm going to go with fast mode, and then we're going to type this in, right? Now, you want to give it a bit of context about you, your business, etc. So I'm going to say, okay, create a dashboard for this, but do it for the AI Profit Boardroom community, right? And then what we can actually do is go to the AI Profit Boardroom, grab some information about it, etc., right? So we can take this information like so, plug that into Antigravity, get some info about it, right? And it can be messy inside the prompt, it doesn't really matter. And then what we're going to do is say, okay, build this. Then we're going to hit enter. And what this will do is start figuring out, okay, what are the dashboard elements? How do we integrate the gamification of it? How do we begin the project setup, right? And it's going to run some terminal commands. But if you've got your settings enabled so that it runs terminal commands for you without you approving them, you're going to save a lot of time. So you can see here inside the settings of the agent, we have, for example, like terminal command auto. We have allow terminal commands, etc. Right? And that just saves a lot of time. And then, that will just automate a lot of the prompting and that sort of thing. If you're not sure about this stuff, you don't have to allow it. It's just this saves me time, and that's what I'm going to allow. And the same for the browser agent as well. We've got a bunch of approved websites. We've got the settings for it over here, and then we're just going to X off that. And you can see that's now beginning to build this out, right? So it's actually created images with Nano Banana Pro, and then it's going to build out the HTML for our project so that we can test it out. By the way, Source Spotters, you're asking about like how to start your social media from scratch, right? So what I recommend is if you go to the AI Profit Boardroom here, and then you go to the YouTube AI roadmap, it will show you how to build a YouTube channel from scratch based on what's worked for me, right? Also, if you want to learn how to, for example, automate your X account from scratch, you can get that inside this section. And the same for like Shorts and all our other social media channels. We show you exactly how to automate all of that stuff using the AI Profit Boardroom teachings in the classroom inside there. So that's the best place to learn that stuff. So we can see that's now beginning to build out the dashboard here. And now we've got a dashboard as we requested, right? Now, this is going to test out first, check it's okay, etc. But you can see how easy that was to build, right? And we've generated the dashboard here. We can actually stop this, so we can stop the agent, force it to close, etc. And then we can switch between the pages and that sort of thing. All right. So let's close that now. Have a look through. Yeah. All right. So it's built out the dashboard like. So that's how you can build out a really quick dashboard. Again, some of those pages didn't work, so you just want to make sure you continue to code it out, or the AI agent will test it and continue to code out, but that's basically how it works, right? You could also, for example, create a live call scheduler, all right? So we could take that, we can go to Antigravity, and we can say, okay, delete everything, but now create a live call scheduler for the AI Profit Boardroom. All right, we'll stop the agent over here, and we'll just tell it to start again and build this call schedule for right now. I wouldn't recommend starting again, but it's just because I'm showing this live for you, and I want to demonstrate like how easy it is to vibe code stuff out. Right? You can also, for example, take screenshots and then upload them inside the chat here. So if you click on plus, you can add images, you can do mentions, you can actually mention workflows as well, which is pretty cool. So if you go to workflows here, you can set up workflows, and then you can see it's now beginning to code out the new version of the tool that we were building out. So I've actually got a 30-day Goldie Gravity launch plan, right? And this shows you exactly what to do each day, every day as a tool to use in a prompt to try, right? So for example, like in the liftoff phase, days 1 to 7, the setup and the basics, I've broken down exactly what to do every single day if you really want to master Antigravity. This is inside the AI Success Lab, and it's completely free. but you can get like a 30-day plan on exactly how to implement this stuff for you. So it will show you how to, for example, like test out Gemini Pro and everything. By the way, this is the newly coded live call scheduler. So this is the AI agent testing it out now, and you can see that it's clicking through the pages, seeing what to do, etc. It's actually built in some ways that we could sync Google and everything else, and you can sync it to your calendar now. And then it also has a link to the Zoom room. Now that calendar itself looks really nice, right? Like the design itself looks super nice. It's built into the actual dashboard we created before, and you can see it's now beginning to schedule in the tools and everything else, right? If you ever want to take over the AI, you can, but you can see here, for example, it's got these are the upcoming calls this week, right? And then it's got the sync options, plus we can download the calendar, and we've just vibe coded a calendar app in the space of 2 minutes whilst I've been talking to you, right? And you can also, for example, enable email reminders or browser notifications, etc. inside this. It's got a live soon section, which looks super nice, and the whole UI looks great, right? And that was coded out using Google Gemini Flash. Now you can switch between these, so you could use, for example, like Sonnet 4.5, Opus, you could use Gemini 3 Pro low and high, but actually, to be honest, like Gemini Flash is great because it's fast, it doesn't seem to hit the limit so much, and it's super quick to use and build out. But you can see how powerful this is. You can vibe code almost anything that you can think of, and the only limitation is really your creativity or figuring out like the best business cases to use it. So this is the 30-day plan. What I've actually done as well is inside the notes from today, I've added 100 different prompts for solopreneurs. So these are like prompts you can copy and paste directly into Antigravity and then customize your business. So you can see all these lead generation tools that you could build, client management tools, etc., content management tools, you got productivity tools, right? All this cool stuff, right? So for example, here we can say, okay, build a to-do list app with add, complete, and delete functions, sort by priority, right? So we could go back to Antigravity now. We can open up a new window, means a new folder and a new project, and we'll type in to-do list app, right? We'll hit open. So we're going to X off the old project. We're going to go into the new project. We can actually switch into planning first, which will create better outputs, right? So if you use a planning function instead, you will get better outputs. It's going to start planning the to-do list for the to-do list app, which we'll come back to in a second. But yeah, it's pretty amazing what you can do here. Now, what I want to show you is I want to share some truths that might surprise you. So some people say that building apps takes months of coding. The right belief instead is that AI agents build apps in minutes, right? So for example, Thomas Edison, he tried over 1,000 times to make the light bulb work, and each try took weeks or months of careful work. Today we flip a switch and we have a light instantly. And the same shift is happening with building tools, right? What used to take a team of developers months now takes one person with the right prompts minutes. And Edison didn't give up because the technology kept improving. You shouldn't give up on building tools because the technology has finally arrived. Google Antigravity is basically the light switch moment for app building. Some people say I'm not technical enough. This is the to-do list app, by the way, that's just opened in the background, right? You just need to describe what you want. So for example, like Richard Branson, he always struggled with reading and writing his whole life, but he built hundreds of companies, and he didn't do it by being the smartest person in the room. He did it by describing his vision clearly to others who could execute. Google Gravity works the same way. So you don't need to understand code. You need to describe what you want clearly. The AI agency, your technical team, your job is to be the visionary. For example, Branson would love this technology, right? He's a visionary. Other people will say AI tools are just hype. The right belief here is that a fundamental shift in how things are getting built has changed with Antigravity. If you look at Walt Disney, for example, he was told no by everyone. And they all said his dream of a theme park was a fantasy. It would never work. But Disney saw something they couldn't see. He saw a future where families would pay to experience magic. And AI tools today face similar doubt. Some people say it's just autocomplete. Some people say it can't do real work. And some people say it will never replace developers. But the people using these tools right now, they're building businesses faster than before. They're creating tools that competitors can't even imagine. And Disney didn't let doubters stop him. So don't let doubters stop you from exploring what's possible. So if we go back to the tool now, we've got the to-do list. So let's test this out. Okay, so we're going to say check out Antigravity as a to-do list. We'll select high priority and low. Hit add task. Boom. Does it work? Yes. Does it look nice? Yes. Did it work first time round? Yes. Did we code it for free with Antigravity? Yes, my friends. All right. And we've done the same with all of these tools and apps that were built today. All right. So you can create amazing stuff with this. You can create magic with this if you know what you're doing. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get all the video notes from today, that is exactly how to vibe code with Antigravity. You can basically vibe code anything you want. And inside the AI Success Lab, which comes with a community of 40,000 members, it's completely free. You can post in the community, you can connect with 40,000 people. Inside the classroom here, you will get access to all this cool stuff. And if you go inside the December section here, you can see all the notes from today with the prompts, the tools, the tips, the framework, right? So this is the Goldie Gravity launch framework. You've got, for example, the build ideas that we actually built. You've got all the prompts from today as well. And you have the 30-day roadmap plus all the beliefs that we've talked about as well, right? So it's basically a full guide, a full, very in-depth guide on exactly how to use anti-gravity. It talks about the wrong beliefs, the right beliefs, and how to overcome them, right? To get results with this stuff. Now, if you're wondering, okay, do people actually get results? Do people actually build stuff with this? You can actually check out the AI Profit Boardroom, and we have over 108 pages of from inside the AI Profit Boardroom, right? So, for example, Elsa, she said, wow, this community is next level, right? Mike said, Julian, your content is amazing, right? Eric said, programmed a WordPress plugin with Manus. Steven said he'd never heard of N10 before, and now he built something that actually saved him 10% of his time, right? It's freed up 10% of his time using the automations from the AirPod. Andrew got his first win by creating his first AI avatar video. You've got Umle said, like, how good the week 1 lesson is for AI agents. And there's so many people getting results with this stuff. Darren as well, he said, wow, that's so exciting. It's a credit for you to all your wonderful training support. It's a credit to this community. If you share, congratulations. And so we've got 108 pages of stuff like this, all these different testimonials. As you can see, it's pretty much an endless scroll at this point. I don't think I've even had the chance to read them all. But the main thing to note here is if you want to join a community of winners, if you want to see what people are building with this stuff, if you want to connect with some of the best AI automators in the world, join the AI Profit Boardroom, because inside the community, you get the accountability group, you can post, you can ask questions, you can share your wins, you can share your goals, you can read the value posts, you can get the weekly updates, right? And also inside the classroom here, you get all of my best trainings on AI automation. So for example, we show you how to get results with AI and go from beginner to expert in just 6 weeks, right? And we show you how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. On top of that, we show you our playbook, right? And this is our playbook for automating Twitter, newsletters, shorts, AI avatar videos, screen shares, automating videos with AI, etc. Right? We have training on, for example, lead generation, social media, NA10 templates, agency courses. We've got stuff on how to get clients, AIC automation, YouTube, etc. All this cool stuff. And then also, if you need help in real time, you want to jump on a call with someone, you can actually jump on 4 weekly coaching calls, as you can see right here. So you can jump on these coaching calls, get help, support whenever you need it, and get your questions answered in real time. And if you can't make the coaching calls, no problem at all. You can watch them back inside the call recording section here. So amazing community. Feel free to check that out. That is at the AI Profit Board. Link in the description, or you can go to aiprofitboardroom.com. Google just dropped something wild. It's called Antigravity. And when you combine it with Claude Code, it's like having an entire dev team working for you. I'm talking planning, coding, testing, all done by AI agents while you watch. This is the craziest AI coding combo I've seen, and I'm about to show you exactly how it works. Let's dive in. All right, so here's what's happening right now in the AI coding world. Google just launched something called Antigravity on November 18, 2025. It's not just another code editor, it's a full AI agent IDE that uses their new Gemini 3 Pro model to actually plan, execute, and validate code for you. Think of it like this. Instead of you writing every line of code, you have AI agents that work semi-autonomously across your entire project. They can access your editor, your terminal, even an integrated browser. And here's where it gets insane. When you combine Antigravity with Claude Code, which runs on Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.5, you get the best of both worlds. Gemini handles the planning and orchestration. Claude handles the actual code execution and generation. It's like having a project manager and a senior developer working together, except they're both AI. Antigravity is Google's new agent-first IDE. Instead of just giving code suggestions, it runs autonomous agents that complete entire tasks. These agents create task lists, take screenshots, and work while you do other things. It supports Windows, macOS, and Linux. Claude Code is Anthropic's coding environment you access through your terminal. It generates code, debugs problems, and creates entire project structures. The latest version runs on Claude Opus 4.5, and it's incredibly good at coding tasks. Why combine them? Because each one covers the other's weaknesses. Antigravity is amazing at planning and coordinating. Claude Code is better at actually writing complex code with fewer bugs. The hybrid workflow used Gemini for planning, Claude Code for execution, Antigravity for testing. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Let's say I want to build a new landing page for the AI Profit Boardroom. I want it to convert visitors, show the amazing value of AI automation, and explain all the benefits of our community to get more customers, leads, and traffic. Here's how I'd use this combo. First, I open Antigravity and give it the high-level task. I tell it, create a landing page for AI Profit Boardroom that focuses on conversion, highlights community benefits, and uses modern design principles. Antigravity's Gemini agent breaks this down into a task list. It says, create file structure, design hero section, build features list, add testimonial section, create CTA buttons, set up responsive styling, test on multiple devices. That's the planning phase done in seconds. Now, here's where it gets interesting, right? For each of those tasks, I can choose which tool executes it. For the file structure and basic setup, I use Claude Code. I open my terminal, run Claude Code, and paste the requirements. It creates all the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files I need. Clean structure, proper naming conventions, everything organized. This happens in about 30 seconds. Then I switch back to Antigravity for the visual design work. I tell its agent to design the hero section with specific elements. Headline about AI automation, sub-headline about the community, background gradient, CTA button. The agent uses Gemini to generate the design, creates a preview, and even takes a screenshot so I can see it without switching windows. If I don't like something, I tell it to adjust. The agent iterates until it's right. For the features section, I go back to Claude Code because I want custom JavaScript interactions. I describe what I want, a features grid that animates on scroll, highlights different benefits, and links to specific resources. Claude Code writes the entire thing, including the animation logic and responsive breakpoints. It even adds comments explaining what each part does. Back to Antigravity for testing, its browser agent loads the page, tests it on different screen sizes, checks that all links work, and validates the HTML. It creates a report showing what works and what needs fixing. I can see screenshots of every test. This is where Antigravity really shines because it automates all the tedious testing work. Now, let me tell you the benefits people are seeing. First, you extend your usage limits. By switching between tools strategically, you get more done before hitting walls. Second, reliability goes up. Claude Code produces fewer bugs and cleaner code. Third, it feels like having a whole dev team. One tool plans, one codes, one tests. Token limits are another thing. Both tools use tokens for their AI models. Complex projects burn through tokens fast. You need to be strategic about what you ask each tool to do. Don't ask for explanations you don't need. Don't regenerate code that already works. Be efficient with your prompts. Model inconsistency happens sometimes. Gemini might suggest one approach and Claude might implement it differently. Usually this isn't a problem, but occasionally you get friction. The way to handle this is to be very specific in your prompts. Tell Claude Code exactly what Antigravity planned. Don't leave room for interpretation. Here's what I recommend for your workflow. Use Antigravity for planning and project management. Let it break down your tasks, create timelines, organize your work. Use Claude Code for actual code generation, especially complex logic or algorithms. Use Antigravity's agents for testing, validation, and documentation. This division of labor maximizes what each tool is good at. You can also integrate other tools into this workflow. There are MCP servers that add extra capabilities. For example, TestSprite MCP helps with automated testing. Sonatype MCP helps with dependency security. You plug these into Antigravity, and suddenly your AI dev stack has even more power. Now, is this the future of coding? I think it's a big step in that direction. We're moving from AI that suggests code to AI that actually builds complete features. The role of the developer is shifting. You're becoming more of a director and less of a typist. You define what you want, you orchestrate the tools, you validate the output. The AI does the implementation work. This matters because it changes what's possible. Projects that used to take weeks can now take days. Features that used to require a whole team can be built by one person with the right AI tools. The barrier to building software is dropping fast. Here's what you should do next. If you're a developer, try this combo. Set up Antigravity, get access to Claude Code, and build something real. Don't just test it with toy projects. Build an actual tool or feature you need. That's when you'll see the real power. Pay attention to which tool you use for what tasks. Develop your own workflow patterns. Share what you learned with the community, because this is also new, that best practices are still emerging. If you're not a developer, but you run a business, understand that this technology is going to change how fast and cheap it is to build software. Your competitors might already be using tools like this to ship features faster. You need to either adopt these tools or hire people who know how to use them. And here's something cool. You don't need to be an expert coder to use this effectively. If you understand what you want to build and can describe it clearly, these AI tools can handle a lot of the technical complexity. They're making software development more accessible. Before we wrap up, I want to mention 2 things that can help you even more with AI automation. First, if you want to learn how to save time and automate your business with AI tools like Antigravity and Claude Code, check out the AI Profit Boardroom. We dive deep into practical AI automation that actually works for real businesses. You'll see exactly how to implement these tools to get more customers, leads, and traffic. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. It's our free AI community. Links are in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 40,000 members who are crushing it with AI. Real people, real results, real help. Today, I'm going to be running through exactly how to use Google Antigravity. If you've never used Antigravity, basically it's a free way to code with Google, and you can also get access to Claude as well. And it's completely free. You can code locally with this. You can build some amazing stuff with this, and you can download it at antigravity.google. Once you're in, you're going to be able to build stuff like this, as you can see. And I'll show you, for example, how to use this to build apps, tools, websites, landing pages, almost anything that you want, and how to master it. It's very easy because literally you just type in same simple English, exactly what you want, and you can get started straight away. And today, what you're going to learn is how to set up Antigravity from scratch, how to build your first app with 1 sentence, how to use screenshots to make changes, how to watch your app get built in real time, the exact settings you need to switch on. And yes, this is free right now because it's in public preview. All right. So we're going to test it out today. We're going to use the Antigravity acceleration system. And this is my simple framework for turning Google Antigravity into a customer getting machine for your business, right? And most people would download this tool and make a calculator, an app, or a to-do list. And that's fun, but it's not going to help you so much, right? With lead generation, that sort of thing. If instead, you could build like a lead capture landing page for your website, or a quiz that qualifies potential customers, or a tool that shows off your expertise, or a dashboard that makes you look professional. That's what separates those who tinker with those who build real businesses. All right. So let me talk you through exactly how we're going to use this, right? So first thing you want to do is just download this from Antigravity. All the links and notes from today are inside the AI Success Lab. Link in the comments description, completely free community. So you can see right here with 40,700 members. And if you go inside the classroom here, you go to December 2025. And then from here, you can see that we've got all the video notes from today. And we're going to work through this 30-day anti-gravity mastery plan, as you can see, and we'll just run through exactly how to use it. So first thing you're going to do is download the version, open it up, like you can see I've done over here. I'm going to get straight into this. So understand the 2 views here, right? So you got 2 views. So you got over here, you got the builder, and you can switch between planning and fast mode. So you can choose your AI agents. And then over here, you can choose the actual API that you're using to build and code with, right? Now, sometimes if you're using the free version, you're going to hit limits. So how do you overcome those? You can switch between different APIs. So if you hit the limits on one, you switch to the next. If you want to plan out your project before you build it, you select planning. If you want to build out the project and actually code, you have to select fast over here. And then you just type in what you want in this section. Now, on the left-hand side, you will see the project files, as you can see, and that's basically how it works, all right? So what we're going to do over here is we are going to just start with something simple. So we're going to say, okay, create a simple landing page with a headline, 3 benefits, and the email sign-up form, right? So copy this, and all the instructions are inside this section. So this is for building your first real project. Now, first thing you want to do is load up a new folder. Okay, so open up the folder, as you can see, and you just want to load up a new folder, right? The reason for that is because you're starting a new project from scratch, like you can see. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to type in, create a simple landing page with a headline, 3 benefits, email sign-up form. This is going to be a really simple, fast project, as you can see. We're going to select Gemini Flash. This will help you code out your first landing page with Antigravity if you're just learning how to use this. By the way, I can see some people in the chat are asking for the link to the AI Profit Boardroom. If you just type in AI Profit Boardroom on ChatGPT or Google, or you go to the AIprofitboardroom.com, you can get the link for it there. If you watch it on YouTube, you can actually get access. I saw someone else as well is asking how to watch this back. So if you want to watch back the full live stream, you can get it inside the live section of my YouTube channel. So you can see live stream right there. And then someone else was asking like how to build, for example, a personal tutor. And I'll come on to that in a minute, right? So what you can see here is that the AI is now open up the landing page. I'm not touching this, the AI agent, right? And it's beginning to check out the landing page, the opt-in form, etc. Now, this is very basic. The design and everything else is super basic, but that's the whole point, right? We're just trying to create something really simple and easy to use. So if we go back here, you can see it's now checking out, testing out, etc. Right? And I'm going to stop it there, right? Just to show you how easy and simple that is. Now, let's say, for example, you wanted to create a personal tutor. Maybe you wanted to create a personal tutor for something like learning, I don't know, learning Thai, right? What we can do here is we can open up a new folder. All right, so we'll open up a folder here. Let's say personal tutor for Spanish, right? We'll open that up, as you can see. And then from here, we can say, okay, build a personal tutor tool for learning Spanish, right? I'll go with Spanish because it's probably easier for the AI to teach Spanish in Thai, right? And basically what it's going to do is start building out this app, as you can see. Now, again, if you were trying to spend a bit more time and care over this, then you would use the planning mode first inside the dropdown. But I just want to go straight into fast, so we're not messing around here and we're getting straight into it. And you're getting as much value as possible. Some people are asking, like, is this better than other tools? Antigravity is really good because you can code locally, you come back to the project, and it's free, right? And it's also good for building out bigger projects. So, for example, if you're using AI Studio, you can build out like one landing page, one mini app, etc. But if you want to build out something bigger than that, you can build out bigger projects because you've got the files on the left-hand side, and these are saved locally. I would say that this is better for building out bigger projects. But if you want to create something fast and small, then you can use something like AI Studio. So it depends really how big the project is. So this is beginning to build out. As you can see, it's in the CSS, the HTML, etc. It's going to test out in a second. Whilst we're waiting for that to load, let's come back to this, right? So inside here as well, what you can actually do is you can change some of the settings inside Antigravity as well. So if you go to Antigravity here, we'll go to Antigravity settings. This is the app that we built, by the way, the Spanish app. But if you go back to the settings inside Antigravity, you can see here, we can decide whether we want to review stuff, whether we want it in secure mode, whether we want to auto command, etc. This will, if you auto command, basically it will never ask for confirmation before it starts testing stuff out. So it depends. And then also you got options for auto continue and auto fix stuff, right? So if you flick those on, it's just going to automate a lot more of the process. You can also enable web tools or disable them, depending on whether you want the AI to be able to access the web. And that's basically how it goes. And the same for the browser, right? So for example, you can check out the browser, you can test stuff out in the browser, and then it's got a bunch of whitelisted pages right there as well. So let's X off that. And we've got the tool being tested out over here. So it says, hola, I am Carlos, your Spanish teacher. How can I help you learn today? And then the AI is typing in hola and it's testing this out, right? And then you can see at the top here, it's beginning. I don't think this will be fully built out, but you've got different options at the top. For example, the dashboard, you got the lessons, you got the stuff to practice, and then the tutor as well. And you can see how the AI has actually responded to us, right? So we put in hola, it said, hola, so how are you today? A bit of Spanish that you learned today, at least you learned something. The AI is talking with the other AI, the personal tutor, to learn Spanish, right? Some people ask, does this access local files? Yes. So this is all local stuff. So we actually right click this, for example, click on Reveal and Finder. You can see that we've got all of these files stored locally, and you can store and open folders locally inside this IDE to edit things. All right, so this is working nicely. I say, can you teach me Spanish? And this, can you say that in a full sentence? Blah, blah, blah. We've got the practice section here. So these are like flashcards with audio, right? Obviously, hola means hello, and we flip it over. It's pretty nice. Like this, it looks better than other learning apps. I'm not going to mention which ones, but it looks better than some of the ones. Gracias, thank you. How are you? All right, like with the bill, please. Okay. And then mañana, which is tomorrow, right? Flip it over, tomorrow. Boom. I'm too good at Spanish. Too good, mate. Too good. It's too easy. Once you know Italian, you can speak Spanish pretty fast, especially when it's as simple as that. And then we've got the classroom here for tutoring people. We also have the dashboard here, right? And this is all personalized to me, right? It's not personalized to other people, it's personalized to me because these are the words that I've learned and everything else, right? And so obviously this is not 100% ready to go. You want to test it. You want to try it out. You want to make sure it actually works. But have we created a bigger, like a 5-page website with flashcards, mini apps, a tutor that speaks to us, etc.? Absolutely. Pretty amazing, right? And so you can just keep tweaking that. It's not going to be 100% ready to go, but it is going to be pretty good. All right, let's keep going through now. Once you've done that, what you can actually do is look at your app in the browser preview, and the AI agent will take screenshots of it and test it out for you. So the Antigravity browser control actually previews and tested out my app, as you saw before we deployed it, right? So if there are any errors, as the AI agent is testing it, it will actually auto those before we find the problems, which saves a lot of time. And you can see here, the Antigravity browser control says the agent can click, scroll, type, and navigate web pages automatically. Whilst working, it displays an overlay showing its progress and provides controls to stop if you need to intervene, right? And then it's giving us a bunch of use cases, iterating on website designs, quality assurance testing, monitoring dashboards, automating routine tasks, right? Which is great because now you don't have to mess around with like terminal commands or anything like that. Now, what I'd recommend from here, we've already built a simple landing page, but now we can build something much better, right? So we could actually say, okay, and these are examples from the AI Success Lab, so all the notes are here. You say, okay, build a landing page from SEO agency, include a headline about getting more traffic from Google, 3 bullet points about benefits, testimonial section, and an email sign-up form, just to test it out, right? We're not actually going to launch this, but we can test it out. So here, I'm just going to open up a new folder again, that site, let's open this up, all right? And you can see here, now I've just got the blank files, right? And And what we're going to do is type in this prompt as we mentioned before. And again, that's just going to start building it out for us, right? So it's really beginning to build this stuff out for us step by step. Someone asked, is new folder, new project? So it's the same project, but what I've done is actually just open a folder and replace the old files, right? If you wanted a new project with a new folder, you'd go to new window here, and then you can create a new project, right? So if you open up a folder, this is going to replace whatever's inside your existing window. Everything that you code, though, will be stored locally inside the folder that you were previously editing. Oh, so now it's beginning to code that out. As you can see, it's really fast. It's actually amazing how fast it is. And we've got the page like so with all the information on it, and it's beginning to code out, right? And so it's got those testimonials, a bit more complex than what we built before. I still prefer the personal tutor. And now you can see the agent needs the input. So if we click on return to agent, we can go back to Antigravity. And you see here, it's like asking us to confirm something before we test it out, right? So if we click on confirm, it's going to take some screenshots of the page, right, to fix or identify or correct any visual issues. And there you go. All right. Now we're going to stop that agent, but that's basically a simple example. And then you can just keep making it better, keep improving it. You might say, for example, add more spacing, make the headline bigger, add a subtle gradient, make the buttons more clickable, etc. And this back and forth is how you really define your design. And then from there, just build a quiz interface, for example. And this is something else we could do. So for example, we say create a 5-question quiz that helps business owners find out if they need help with marketing. Each question should have 4 multiple choice answers. At the end, show a results page based on the score, make it look clean and professional. So we'll go back to Antigravity. You know the drill now. Open up a new folder, type in the quiz, open it up, and you can see we've built out so many different projects, but we've not hit a limit on the tokens, right? How amazing is that? And we're using one of the best technologies in the world for coding this out, which is Google Flash, one of the best tools that I've ever used when it comes to AI. It comes up with some pop-ups at the bottom, and you just click OK or don't show again, etc. And it will just start rerunning this now. And so we've got a full 30-day plan and all this stuff you can build out. You can have like multiple agents running, you can use a browser recording, etc. But you've basically seen how to build out 3 different projects using this, right? So quizzes, websites, landing pages, personal tutors, whatever you want, whatever sort of websites you can build, you can do this with Antigravity. And this stuff looks really cool. Check this out. This is the basic landing page that we built. This is the full tutor that we built as well. So you can see for the SEO agency. Now, if we go back here, it's still editing and coding out the next project. But before we come on to that, let me talk about what you've done. So once you've got through that 30-day plan that I've given you, in 30 days, you just went from like 0 to building that apps with Antigravity. And I would just say with your projects, just say, okay, based on what I've built so far, what should I learn next to take my skills further? Now I actually give you a bunch of ideas. And I would recommend posting your progress inside the AI Profit Board just so that you can share your wins and grow with the community. Because when you share stuff and you hold yourself accountable, like our daily accountability group inside the AI Profit Board, you're going to learn faster. You're going to get better results. You're going to hold yourself accountable. And you're going to really just enjoy the process as well. All right. Now, some people are going to say, I'm not technical enough for doing this. And the right belief, we've got the quiz here, so I'll come on to that in a second. I'm glad it's done that. So also what I like about this is like, when I'm just letting it run in the background, it will actually open up the tab and test it when it's ready to go, right? So you can see here, it's selecting the quiz. Again, I'm not clicking anything or anything like that. It's just messing around with the quiz, giving us some ideas, testing it out. And then it will actually, and you see here, all right, we're just going to click confirm on that. And then it's going to test it out, right? So it's just testing out all the questions, making sure the quiz works. And then it will come on to this in a minute, right? And so it's built out this quiz as well. And again, like it's clean, it looks nice. But if there are any bugs, it's going to find them and it's going to fix them if they're super obvious. So now it's reopened the quiz. And if the agent's using it, because you can see like the blue background, I'm actually going to stop that agent for now because I just want to explain some stuff to you. But you see that was very quick to build out, right? So the wrong belief is I'm not technical enough for this. The right belief is you just need to describe what you want, right? So let me tell you about the fisherman and the smart net. There was a fisherman who caught fish the old way for 20 years. One day someone showed him a net that could find fish on its own. I don't understand how it works, he said. You don't need to, they replied. You just tell it where you want fish, right? And he tried it. First day, he caught more than a whole week of the old way, right? He never learned how the net worked. He just learned how to use it. And Google Antigravity is that net. You don't need to understand code. You just need to know what you want. Also, some people are going to say these free tools, they never actually work. But the thing is, Google actually built this with the most advanced AI ever. Google built this. The same Google that runs YouTube, Gmail, and the biggest search engine in the world. This uses Gemini 3, their most advanced AI. And yes, it's free during the preview. Is it perfect? No, it's still buggy in places. But it works well enough to build real apps, and it's only going to get better. All right. Other people will say, I've tried coding before and it failed, right? And I would say the right belief is you failed at the old way of coding. You didn't fail at coding. No one failed at coding. You failed at the old way of coding. The way where you have to memorize syntax, where one missing comma broke everything, where you spent hours hunting for bugs. That's not what this is. This is typing, make this look better, and watch it happen. This is dragging a screenshot and saying, fix this. You've probably had conversations with ChatGPT before. Did that feel like coding? No, neither does this. You also might say, I need to be a developer to use this stuff. And that's wrong. You just need to describe what you want. Here's a quick test. Can you describe what you want? If you can say, I want a page where people enter their email and get a free guide, if you can say that sentence, you can use this tool. That's the only skill required, being able to describe what you want. And the AI handles everything else, right? Other people will say, this is probably just hype, but we've tested it live right now. We've built tools, we built landing pages, we built forms, we built personal tutors, we built quizzes. We've tested it live right now. You've watched me use it in real time. And if it didn't work, you'd see it today. If it didn't work, you'd know. But there were no editing or fancy cuts in this, no pre-recorded stuff in this. It was just raw live testing, wasn't it? Other people would say, my business is different. This won't work for me. Every business needs the same core tools, right? So every business really needs a way to capture leads, a way to show what you do, a way to look professional, a way to answer common questions. And every business, every niche, every industry needs that, right? So whether you sell consulting or products or services, you need these things. And this tool can build all of them. Other people will say, well, it's too buggy to use right now. And I would say the bugs are part of learning early, right? Yes, it's a bit buggy. The browser recording feature doesn't always work perfectly. Sometimes generations take a while. Sometimes you need to try a prompt a few times. But here's the thing. Every early version of every great tool was buggy. The people who waited for perfect got left behind. Don't get left behind. Some people say I should wait until it's more stable. And I think the best time to learn is when it's new. Here's something interesting about early adopters, right? They don't wait for perfect. So by the time the stable version comes out, early adopters have already built their systems, they already know the shortcuts, they already have results. And the waiting crowd starts from zero. The early are already at the finish line, right? So let's answer some of these questions inside the Q&A. All right, let's see what we got here. Is that a one-page website or three-page website? Is it not an app? Because I heard you can't SEO an app. Yeah, so it was just a 4-page website, right? With the dashboard, the flashcards, the quizzes, and everything else. Can it use MCP or does it need MCP? I think you can use MCP, but I've never tested it out. I'm sure you could get that to work. Do you need the Gemini Pro plan for using Antigravity? No, you don't. You can use it for free. Today is so easy to code, right? And then Gemini CL, I promised it was me that failed due to coding glitches. I really respect that attitude, right? It's like, I always blame myself as well. If something doesn't work, it's not the tool's fault. It's my fault for not being good enough, right? And if I just get better, then I'll be better at using these tools and I'll get better results. So I really respect that, Mark. Shout out to you for really taking accountability there. All right. So thanks for watching. If you want to get all the videos from today, it's inside the AI Success Lab, link in the comments description. This connects you with 40,700 members. As you can see, inside the community, we have all these awesome trainings. Lots of people introduce themselves, very active community. You can get access to the video notes inside the December 2025 section. So just go down here and you can scroll down and then get access to all this stuff. If you want to connect with me personally, you can join the AI Profit Boardroom. Inside there, you can DM me personally. You can connect with 1,900 AI builders. You can post inside the community, share your wins and get feedback inside here. Because what's great about this is you can share your wins. You can ask questions. If you ever get stuck, you can get all of this stuff right here. All right. Mark says, if it fails, we learn to repair more effectively. That's it. If it fails, I get better at fixing stuff, right? Let's focus on solutions, not problems. And I think that's the best mindset you can have when building with AI automation. You can see here, like loads of people posting stuff. And then also inside the classroom, we have 4 coaching calls per week. These are live coaching calls you can jump on. We actually have a coaching call later today if you want to jump on it. And then inside the classroom here as well, you get access to the 6-week AI automation masterclass that shows you how to go from like complete beginner to really mastering AI and really learning this stuff. Also, you'll get access to the playbook with all my best automations, from like how to automate your emails, Twitter, newsletter, shorts, AI avatar videos. You probably see a lot of my AI avatar videos popping up on whatever social media channel you watch me on. And then also you'll get access to the latest S&P updates from each month. You'll get access to lead generation and social media automations, plug and play, the NA10 templates and workflows, my agency course, Q&A call recordings so you can watch back from the coaching calls, the AICO automation section, and also the YouTube AI 6-week roadmap. So everything that you need to really win with AI is inside the AI Profit Boardroom. It's got an amazing, I think what really makes it is just being part of something with such great people, right? Like the characters and the personalities and the people that I've connected with inside the AI Profit Boardroom are just absolutely amazing. Yeah, absolutely loving it. Kazra, I was waiting for the coaching call with Santa yesterday. Hopefully Santa's showed up, mate. I saw that you got a banana for Christmas. That's really Craig Campbell to get you one of those wrapped bananas. Good for you, mate. And then Mark says he might have been busy. we're about to test something that just dropped from Google. It's called Antigravity, and here's why you need to pay attention. So this is a free tool that builds real apps, real tools, real systems just by typing what you want in plain English. No code, no developers, no technical skills needed. And I'm going to test this live with you today. We're going to see exactly how it works. Does it actually deliver? Can someone with zero coding knowledge really build business tools in minutes? And here's what we're going to do together. All right, all of this using just words, no code. And if this works the way Google says it does, this changes everything for entrepreneurs who want to automate their business before they needed to hire developers first. So let's test exactly how to use it. You can download it for free right here. And then once you've done that, you're going to see something that looks like this, right? So this is Antigravity, as you can see. And from here, we can start building with this, all right? If you've never used this before, basically, you've got your files on the left-hand side. And then over on the right-hand side, you can chat with the AI, right? I'm going to be using Gemini Flash because that's the fastest one. We can switch between planning and fast, but I'm just going to go straight with fast because I'm coding with you in real time. And then for here, we can start building this out. Now, if you've never used this before, let me show you some examples of what you can actually build with this, right? So if we take this prompt, and all these are inside the AI Success Lab, link in the comments description if you want to get the video notes from today. We're going to say build an invoice generator with PDF export, right? Simple as that. A very simple command, but basically we can build a custom app, a mini app, using this process. So now you can see it's beginning to code out, and it's pretty simple and easy to use this. All right. So it's running a terminal command. And again, this is free. This is hosting locally. That's one of the big benefits here is you're coding locally. So number one, you can store files and you can build bigger projects offline using this. And number two, you can use it for free. And number three, is more private than creating that content online because you're hosting it locally. The only thing you got to remember is that you're using Google's APIs, which means that's still on someone else's server, right? It's not on yours. You're not using Llama or something like that locally to build this. So now it's beginning to code this out, as you can see, creating the directory structure, and we can come back to that in a minute. We can actually code out in multiple windows here. We can use this for free up to certain limits. And you can see here that I can actually build a project without hitting the limits, as you can see inside the chat here. So it's beginning to code this out, is creating the JSON here. And I don't code. I don't understand code. I can't use HTML, but I can quickly build out the tools that I want just by typing in exactly what I want, as you can see here. So all we said was build an invoice generator with PDF system. All right. So it's beginning to code that out. Now, let me talk to you about why this matters. All right. So, the old way of building business tools is that you would have an idea for a tool that would save you time. You search for existing apps so nothing fits perfectly. You try to learn coding, but pretty much give up after a week. You hire a developer and wait weeks for delivery. The tool doesn't work how you imagined. You go back and forth with a revision. You end up doing everything manually anyway, and you feel a bit stuck and frustrated. That was the old way. Now the new way, if you're building with Antigravity, is like you have an idea for a tool, you describe it in plain English, Antigravity builds it whilst you watch, you test it immediately, you tweak it by just saying what you want to change, you have a working tool in minutes, you move on to the next thing, and you feel like you have superpowers, right? That's exactly how this works step by step. And so as you can see here, it's beginning to build this bad boy out, and we're just going to wait for the coding to finish. It should only take a few minutes. It seems to be working already. So you see here it's actually hosted on a local network URL. And let's see if we can pull this up. Yeah, so this is opening up the Agent browser, but I can actually preview it on the local host up here. All right. So that's a URL to see it. And then you can see we've got a working tool. Boom. We can actually see the AI testing the tool in real time and moving around. I'm not touching this. I'm touching anything on the screen. The AI is actually looking at the screen, typing in on the left-hand side, beginning to click buttons on my screen, and then creating this tool and testing it out so that it can improve the tool without me even looking at it. And the cool thing about this is it can basically prototype a tool, self-iterate, self-improve, and then once it's finally ready, it will give me the details to check out. But in the meantime, it's just going to check out if it actually works or not. And you can see it's adding values on the left-hand side, and then it's actually building this out on the right-hand side, and the numbers are updated in real time. And then it's got the download PDF feature over here. Really cool. It's taking screenshots, testing this out. We can actually change the from and the to information. This is finished now, and you can see that's finished on the preview with the agent because it doesn't have the blue lines around the edges anymore. If we go back to Antigravity now, we can see that it's been tested and it's working perfectly. Beautiful. And then if you want to host this online, you just take the project files, which you can see here. So you can go to Reveal and Finder and grab the folder documents, right? Like that. And then you can host that on Netlify and basically use that as a tool that's hosting online and running online, right? Pretty amazing. The only thing that I would say there's a problem with this, and I could easily just change this, is that when we download the document, the PDF, it downloads the document, but it doesn't save it as a PDF, right? So that's just something to be aware of. But everything else is working perfectly, and it's pretty amazing what you can do with this. Now, I'm going to show you some more examples in a minute. Some people want to say, I need to know how to code to build tools. And the old story was like building apps required programming skills, years of learning, computer science degrees, technical knowledge it takes forever to get. Here's the truth. truth. You already know how to describe what you want. That's all you need now. Think about it this way. When you order food at a restaurant, do you need to know how to cook? No. You describe what you want. The kitchen makes it. Antigravity is the kitchen. You are the customer. You don't need to know how the code works. You just need to know what you want it to do. And the new belief is if you can describe a tool in plain English, you can build it. Easy as that. So just pick one simple tool you wish existed for your business, write down what it would do in 3 sentences, boom, that's your first build. All right, let's try something else out now. So I'm going to say, okay, build out a Pomodoro timer with a task list, right? So we're going to take this prompt over here. Again, notes inside the AI Success Lab if you want to test this stuff out and learn from it. And then we're going to click on that and use this to build out a new tool, right? We can build it in the same project if you want to. It's not a big deal. Obviously, it's going to overwrite the old files, but I'm not planning to use the old files anyway. And then we're going to build this out, as you can see. All right, so that's beginning to create this document, analyze it, and start generating the outputs. Now, in the meantime, let's run through some more limiting beliefs that people struggle with. So some people say building custom tools takes weeks or months. And the old story was custom software is a huge project, right? Planning, development, testing, revisions. It takes forever and can get expensive. Here's the truth. I've built working tools in less time than it takes to make a coffee, as you've seen today. And the reason building used to take so long wasn't because the work itself was hard. It was because humans had to translate your ideas into code line by line. Now AI does the translation instantly. The new belief that you should have is what used to take weeks now takes minutes. Speed is no longer the bottleneck. And your next step is really just time yourself. Describe a tool and see how fast it appears, because you will be shocked. And you can see that's beginning to generate now. We've got the output over here. You can see with the blue line around the edges, this is beginning to test the tool. It's a nice little Pomodoro task, right? So we're going to plug in the task. The AI agent is going to plug in the task for me whilst I talk to you. And then it should start the timer in a second as well, right? So it's plugged in the task, which is finished report. We'll return to the agent. And now it's started the timer, right? So the output worked perfectly first time around. The UI is nice and clean. We can actually switch between like short break, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then we can accept all the changes, right? I'm going to confirm that. And then I'm going to stop the agent and you can see how we can just test this directly here, right? We can actually we can grab the URL over here as well. We can go back to our main window and start testing this out, as you can see. So it works perfectly. We can refresh it. We've got a task that we can type in. So for example, let's put live stream here, add that as a task, and that works beautifully, right? And we've now built a custom made Pomodoro timer that works perfectly first time round for free locally whilst I've been talking to you and just jamming on the stuff that you can do with this, right? So it's amazing what you can build with this. And it really isn't technical. Some people say free tools can't be that good. And the old story was like, good things are expensive. And if it's free, there must be a catch. It probably doesn't work well, for example. But as you've seen today, it does work well. And here's the truth. Google gives away powerful tools because they want you in their ecosystem. Email is free. Google Docs is free. Google Search is free. And these are like the best tools in the world. Antigravity follows the same pattern. Google isn't being generous. They're being strategic. They want you building with their AI. That benefits them. It also benefits you a lot. The best AI tools are often free because big companies want you using them. So stop paying for expensive subscriptions before you test free alternatives. That's the next step. You might be surprised what's already available. Feel free to ask any questions as we go along, by the way. But you can see how powerful this is. So let's talk about the Antigravity Action Framework, 30 days to building your business tool stack. Week 1 is the foundation. Day 1 to 2, I would just focus with your first build. Start simple. You could build a Pomodoro timer with task tracking like I've done today. This just teaches you the basics, describing what you want, testing results, making tweaks. And you'll have a working productivity tool and you'll understand how Antigravity think. You get 2 birds in 1 stone. Day 3 to 4, your second build, right? Build a daily time blocking planner. So now you're getting comfortable. You know how to describe things. You're seeing patterns in what works. And then day to 5 to 7, build your first business tool. This could be something you actually need for your business. It could be an invoice generator. It might be a client intake form. It might be a content calendar. Just pick something that you do manually and automate it, right? And then once you build something with this, post it inside the AI Profit Boardroom, inside the win section, and just share what you're building with us, right? I really want to see what people are building, how we're learning. You can see all the cool stuff inside the AI Profit Boardroom community and what people are building. It's amazing. So for example, like Robert Lawrence, he said the automation light went off in my head. I joined this group and he realized like, I can automate my entire content creation workflow, right? And he said he's a full-time truck driver, doesn't have much time, but he's learned to automate one workflow that will help working whilst he's creating everything else. So it can just save so much time when you figure out, okay, here's what I need to do next. Let's try something else now. So I'm going to take this one, as you can see, and we're going to create a time tracking planner. We'll plug that into Antigravity and start building this tool as well. So that's beginning to build out. Whilst waiting for that, let's talk through some tools that you could build. You could build the prompt library manager. So this could be a place to save, organize, and find all your best prompts. The invoice generator, as I've shown you today. The content repurposing machine, so you could turn one piece into a blog post, a Twitter thread, copy each version, and that would save a lot of time, right? You could easily build that with Antigravity, the daily time blocking planner. So you could plan your day visually, drag to create time blocks, which we're actually building right now with Antigravity, as you can see. And then we've also got the offer builder as well, right? And so there's so much stuff you can build with this. And if you want to see what's possible, inside the AI Profit Boardroom, members are getting results like this, right? So if we pull this up, this is 106 pages of happy clients from the AI Profit Boardroom. So for example, here, Andrew said that he built his first AI avatar and created a video. They'll go live on LinkedIn on Tuesday, right? Pretty amazing. You can see the time blocker is now being tested by the editors. Actually just opened that up and just started testing it. As you can see, we've got the blue background around the sides. It's taking screenshots, testing things out, and it's beginning to block things out for like deep work, gym, lunch, color coding it, and just planning out the day. Pretty amazing. So you can see the AI agent is really just testing this actually works before it goes ahead and builds anything. Let's open up another random page here, see what we got. So Eric coded his first iOS app with AI, and he said, I've got to give a huge shout out to Julian for the AI Profit Boardroom. The community there has helped me so much along the way, right? Let's see what else we got here. So Marcus says, here's why I'm impressed with the AI Profit Boardroom. Julian is actually present, responding to questions, showing up, etc. Just going to X off that. But you see, now we've got the planner here. I'm just going to stop this AI agent because it's getting a bit out of control. But you can see how to use Antigravity, all the tools that were built today. So for example, the invoice generator, the Pomodoro timer, and the Time Block Pro, right? Which actually works kind of like a calendar app. So it is amazing what you can do with this stuff, how powerful it is, how easy it is to build with this, and how it works, all right? Now, your homework. I would pick one tool that would help your business the most, describe what you want it to do in 3 simple sentences, build it using Antigravity, post your results inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and yeah, that's basically how you can get it. Now, if you join the AI Profit Boardroom today, you're also going to access to the classroom with all of these different trainings. As you can see, you'll get access to the community where you can post in here and get help and support and advice and meet loads of cool people and share friends and everything else. And then also inside the calendar, you have coaching calls where you can jump on the coaching calls live with a PhD trained professor on AI, Dr. Jeff, and then ask any questions you want and get help and support in real time on those live coaching calls. Okay, so you do that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And then also, if you sign up today, you'll also get access to our school training, the AI avatar clone system where you can clone yourself and create AI video content like me. You'll learn how to automate your Twitter so you can reach more customers like I do and generate more leads. You'll get the Empire Focus Manual, which is my personal system for staying insanely productive and avoiding overwhelm. You also get access to the free SEO boardroom and also the digital nomad blueprint as well, right? You get all of this inside the AI Profit Boardroom when you join today. So link in the comments and description for that. You can also DM me inside there and get help and support. It's the only place I personally connect with people, and you get that directly inside the AI Profit. Link in the comments and description. Google dropped a free AI tool that codes for you and changes how SEO works forever. This thing writes code automatically using AI agents that think and plan like humans. It's built on Gemini 3, Google's newest AI brain that powers their search results right now, and it could completely change how you rank content and build your business online. I'm about to show you exactly what this means for your SEO strategy. All right. Let's talk about what Google Antigravity actually is. This is not another code helper that finishes your sentences. This is a full IDE, which means a coding environment that runs AI agents for you. These agents plan tasks, write code, test it, and verify it works all by themselves without you babysitting every step. It's powered by Gemini 3 Pro, which is Google's most advanced AI model right now. The same model running AI mode in Google Search, the same one in the Gemini app, the same technology behind how Google is ranking and displaying content today. Here's what makes this different from every other coding tool you've tried. Traditional IDEs give you autocomplete. You type a few letters and it suggests the rest. Antigravity gives you agents. You tell it what you want to build and it figures out how to do it. It opens files, runs terminal commands, checks the browser, and fixes its own mistakes. It's like having a developer working inside your computer, and it's free right now. Windows, Mac, Linux, any major programming language, Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, C++, Rust. Now, here's where this gets interesting for SEO. Gemini 3 is not just powering Antigravity, it's powering Google Search right now, the new AI mode in search, the Gemini app, every API and developer tool Google makes. This is the brain behind how Google is understanding and ranking content in 2025. So if you want to understand where SEO is going, you need to understand how this AI thinks. Google just made Gemini 3 flash the default model everywhere. It's faster and cheaper than the old version, more capable too, and it's rolling out across Search, APIs, Google AI Studio, Vertex AI, and Antigravity. This is the new standard for how Google processes information. which means it's the new standard for how your content needs to be structured. Traditional SEO is dying fast. Keyword stuffing is dead. Backlink farms are dead. Writing for algorithms is dead because Google is not using simple algorithms anymore. They're using AI that reads content like a human. It understands context. It checks authority. It scans for structure. It decides if your content is worth citing or not. This is called generative engine optimization, GEO, not SEO, because Google is not just ranking pages anymore. It's generating answers. And if your content is not built for AI to scan, understand, and cite, you're invisible. You could have perfect keywords and 1 million backlinks and still get 0 traffic because the AI doesn't trust you. Here's what AI search actually looks for: high authority content, structured data, semantic alignment, third-party citations, scannable formatting, justified claims. If your page looks like a wall of text with no sources and no structure, AI skips it. If your page has schema markup, clear headings, cited sources, and logical flow, AI uses it. One more thing. If you're creating all this content with Antigravity, but nobody is finding it online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. If you want more leads, more traffic, and more sales, my team can help you rank higher on Google. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. Let me show you how this works in practice. Let's say you're building content for AI Profit Boardroom. That's a community teaching AI automation for businesses. Old SEO would say write an article about AI automation tools and stuff it with keywords. New SEO says build a resource that AI can scan and cite. That means structured data telling Google what your page is about. That means clear sections with headings. That means linking to authority sources. That means formatting that AI can pass in milliseconds. Now let's talk about practical ways you can use Antigravity right now. First, you can auto-generate landing pages. Imagine you need a new landing page for AI Profit Boardroom. You tell Antigravity to design a landing page that converts, shows the value of AI automation, and explains the benefits of the community. It writes the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It tests the layout in a browser. It fixes responsive design issues. It creates a working page in minutes instead of hours. Second, you can generate SEO-optimized content drafts. Tell Antigravity to write an article about AI automation for small businesses. It researches the topic using Gemini 3. It structures the content with proper headings. It includes schema markup. It formats everything for AI readability. You get a first draft that's already built for generative search. Third, you can build agent-powered workflows. Let's say you want to automate outreach for AI Profit Boardroom. You tell Antigravity to build a system that finds potential members, personalizes messages, and tracks responses. The agent writes the code, tests it, and hands you a working automation. You didn't write a single line of code yourself. This is the power of agent-first development. You're not coding anymore. You're directing. You tell the AI what you want, and it figures out how to build it. That's why Google is betting big on this, because if AI can code, design, test, and deploy software by itself, everyone becomes a builder. You don't need to know Python or JavaScript. You just need to know what you want to create. Now, let's talk about installing this thing. You go to the Google developers site and download Antigravity for your operating system, Windows, Mac, or Linux. The file is about 500 megabytes. You install it like any other app. When you open it, you log in with your Google account. That connects you to Gemini 3 Pro. Then you create a new project and start giving the agent instructions. The interface looks like a normal code editor. You've got files on the left, code in the middle, terminal at the bottom. But there's also an agent panel where you chat with the AI. You type what you want to build. The agent asks clarifying questions. Then it starts working. You watch it open files, write code, run tests, and check results. It creates artifacts, which are verifiable outputs of what it did. You can review everything and approve or modify it. Here's a real example. Let's say you want to build a lead magnet page for AI Profit Boardroom. You tell Antigravity to create a page that collects emails in exchange for a free AI automation guide. You describe the design, the copy style, and the functionality you want. The agent builds the HTML structure, writes the CSS for styling, adds JavaScript for form validation, and creates a backend script to save emails. It tests everything in a browser window. It shows you the working page. You make tweaks by chatting with the agent. It updates the code in real time. In 20 minutes, you have a fully functional lead magnet page ready to deploy. Compare that to traditional development. You'd write HTML for structure, then CSS for design, then JavaScript for interactivity, then backend code for data handling, then test everything manually, then debug issues, then test again. That's hours or days of work. Antigravity does it in minutes because the agent handles all the steps. This is why Gemini 3 and Antigravity matter for your business. You can build faster, test faster, launch faster, and because Gemini 3 powers Google search, the content and tools you build are already aligned with how Google ranks and displays information. You're not guessing what works for AI search. You're using the same AI that runs Google search. This is the new game, generative engine optimization. Your content needs to be good enough that an AI model feels confident citing it as a source. That's a higher bar than traditional SEO, but it's also more rewarding because when AI trusts you, you get featured in AI-generated answers, you get visibility in AI mode search results, you get traffic from people who never even click through to traditional links. And here's the thing, most businesses are not ready for this. They're still doing old school SEO. They're still chasing keywords and backlinks without understanding how AI processes content, which means there's a massive opportunity right now for anyone who adapts fast. If you start building content for AI search today, you're ahead of 95% of your competition. So here's what you need to do. Download Antigravity and start experimenting. Build tools and pages that serve your audience, structure your content for AI readability, add schema markup to everything, get cited by authority sources, focus on depth and context instead of keywords, and most importantly, understand that Google's AI is not just ranking content, it's deciding what's worth showing at all. And one more thing, if you're creating all this content with Antigravity, but nobody is finding it online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. If you want more leads, more traffic, and more sales, my team can help you rank higher on Google. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. Google Antigravity, Gemini 3.0 plus free Opus 4.5 is insane. Today I'm going to show you how Google Gemini 3.0 just changed the game with their new anti-gravity feature, and Claude Opus 4.5 is now completely free. These are the two most powerful AI tools right now, and they just got massive upgrades. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these tools can do and how to use them. Google just dropped Gemini 3.0. This is their newest AI model, and it's got something they're calling anti-gravity. Now, before you think this is about physics or floating objects, let me tell you what it actually does. It's a complete overhaul of how Gemini processes and generates images. The speed is insane, the quality is better, and it can handle way more complex prompts than before. I'm talking about prompts that are 500 words long, detailed descriptions, multiple objects, specific lighting, exact colors. Before, if you gave Gemini a super long prompt, it would get confused, it would miss details, it would forget parts of what you asked for. Now with Gemini 3.0, you can throw everything at it, and it handles it perfectly. Here's what changed under the hood. Google rebuilt the entire image processing system. They call it anti-gravity because it lifts the weight off the model. Think about it like this. Old Gemini was carrying a backpack full of rocks while trying to create images. New Gemini dropped the backpack. It's faster, it's cleaner, it processes your requests without slowing down. The quality jump is massive too. Images look more realistic, colors are more accurate, lighting is better, shadows make sense. Before, you'd get weird artifacts in your images, random blobs, distorted faces, hands with 6 fingers. Gemini 3.0 fixed most of that, not all of it. The speed improvement is wild. Old Gemini took about 30 seconds to generate an image, sometimes longer if your prompt was complex. Gemini 3.0 does it in under 10 seconds. That's 3 times faster. You can iterate way quicker now. Try one idea, don't like it, try another. You're not sitting around waiting anymore. Now, if you want to dive even deeper into AI automation, I've got something special for you. I run a community called the AI Profit Boardroom, the best place to scale your business, get more customers, and save hundreds with AI automation. Learn how to save time and automate your business with AI tools. The link is in the comments and description. It's at school.com/AI Profit Lab. Now, let's talk about Claude Opus 4.5. This just went free, completely free, no catch. Anthropic decided to make their most powerful model available to everyone. This is huge. Opus 4.5 is their smartest model. Better than Sonnet, better than Haiku, and now you don't have to pay for it. What can Opus 4.5 do? Everything: writing, coding, analysis, problem solving. It's got a massive context window. That means it can remember way more information in a conversation. You can feed it entire documents, whole code bases, long research papers, and it keeps track of everything. The writing quality on Opus 4.5 is insane. It doesn't sound like AI anymore. It sounds human, natural, conversational. You can ask it to write in any style, formal, casual, technical, creative, and it nails it every time. Before, you'd read AI writing and think, yeah, that's obviously AI. With Opus 4.5, people can't tell the difference. Coding got a massive upgrade too. Opus 4.5 can write entire applications, not just snippets, full programs. It understands complex logic. It can debug your code. It can explain what's wrong and fix it. I've seen people build entire web apps with just Opus 4.5. No other tools needed. Here's the thing that makes Opus 4.5 different from other AI models. It actually thinks through problems. Most AI just spits out answers fast. Opus 4.5 takes its time. It breaks down the problem. It considers different approaches. It gives you the best solution, not just the first solution. The analysis capabilities are next level. You can feed it data, spreadsheets, reports, research papers, and it finds patterns you'd miss. It connects dots. It gives you insights that would take hours to figure out manually. I'm talking about deep analysis here, not surface level stuff. Now, let me tell you why having both of these tools is powerful. Gemini 3.0 is your image powerhouse. Opus 4.5 is your text and logic powerhouse. Together, they cover everything. Need to create visual content? Use Gemini. Need to write something complex or solve a problem? Use Opus. Need both? Use both. Here's a real world example. Say you're creating content for a website. You need images, you need text, you need everything to match. Before you'd use one AI for images, another for text. They wouldn't match. The style would be off. The tone would be different. Now you can use Gemini 3.0 for all your images, same style, same quality. Then use Opus 4.5 for all your text. Everything flows together. The fact that Opus 4.5 is free changes everything. Before you had to pay monthly, now anyone can use it. Students, creators, small teams, everyone gets access to the best AI writing and coding tool available. That's massive. Let me talk about the technical side for a second. Gemini 3.0 runs on Google's TPU v5 chips. These are custom built for AI workloads, way faster than regular GPUs. That's part of why the speed improved so much. Google optimized everything from the ground up. Opus 4.5 uses a different architecture. Anthropic built it to be safer and more aligned. That means it's less likely to make things up. It's more accurate. It follows instructions better. And it refuses fewer requests because it actually understands context better. Both tools have been trained on massive data sets. We're talking about trillions of parameters. Gemini 3.0 was trained on images, text, video, and audio. It's truly multimodal. Opus 4.5 focuses on text and code, but goes way deeper, quality over quantity. Here's what you need to know about using Gemini 3.0 effectively. Be specific with your prompts. The more detail you give, the better your output will be. Use the anti-gravity feature to your advantage. This means you can ask for complex scenes, multiple objects, different angles, specific perspectives. Don't hold back. Push the limits. See what it can do. For Opus 4.5, structure matters. When you ask it to do something complex, break it down, give it steps, say, first analyze this, then do that, then conclude with this. It follows instructions perfectly when you're clear. Use the long context window. Don't try to cram everything into short prompts. Give it all the information it needs. Background, context, examples. The more you feed it, the better it performs. Let's talk about what makes these updates different from previous releases. Most AI updates are incremental, slightly better, slightly faster. These updates are transformational. Gemini 3.0 isn't just a bit better than Gemini 2.0. It's a completely different beast. The anti-gravity system is a fundamental redesign. Same with Opus 4.5 going free. This isn't just a price change. It's a strategic move that opens up the most powerful AI model to millions of people who couldn't afford it before. That's going to accelerate AI adoption like crazy. The competition between AI companies is heating up. Google wants to dominate image generation. Anthropic wants to be the go-to for writing and coding. OpenAI is somewhere in the middle trying to do everything. This competition is good for us. It means faster updates, better features, lower prices. Here's something most people don't realize. These AI models get better every single day. They don't just update once every few months. The training continues. The fine-tuning continues every time you use them. You're using a slightly better version than yesterday. That's wild. Gemini 3.0 learns from every image it generates. If something doesn't look right, the feedback goes back into the system. Next time it creates something similar, it's better. This continuous improvement is built into the core system. Opus 4.5 does the same thing with text and code. Every conversation makes it smarter. Every correction teaches it something new. This isn't static technology, it's living technology that evolves. Let me address something important. Some people worry about AI replacing jobs. That's not what's happening here. These tools amplify what you can do. They don't replace you. Think about it. Before calculators, people did math by hand. Calculators didn't replace mathematicians. They made math faster and more accessible. Same thing here. Gemini 3.0 doesn't replace designers. It lets designers work faster and try more ideas. Opus 4.5 doesn't replace writers. It lets writers focus on the creative parts while handling the repetitive stuff. The people who win with AI are the ones who learn how to use it effectively. That's why understanding these tools matters, not just knowing they exist, actually knowing how to use them. Now, if you want to dive even deeper into AI automation, I've got something special for you. I run a community called the AI Profit Boardroom, the best place to scale your business, get more customers, and save hundreds with AI automation. Learn how to save time and automate your business. The link is in the comments and description. It's at school.com/AI Profit Lab. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100 plus A, I use cases like this one. Join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. Google just launched something wild. It's called Antigravity, and it came out on November 18th, 2025. This is not just another coding tool. Most AI coding tools give you suggestions. They help you write code faster. But Antigravity, it actually builds entire apps for you, full apps, with testing, with browser automation, with everything. And I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. So what is Antigravity? It's an AI-powered IDE built on top of a Visual Studio Code. If you've used VS Code before, this will feel familiar, but Google added AI agents. And these agents don't just help you, they actually do the work for you. You tell the AI what you want, like build me a stock tracking app, and then the AI goes away and builds it. It writes the code, it opens the browser, it tests everything, it takes screenshots, it debugs issues, you just watch it work. When you first open Antigravity, you see something that looks like VS Code, but here's the secret. You're not going to use that screen much. Instead, click on the Agent Manager. This is where the magic happens. The Agent Manager is like a control center. You can see all your AI agents working. You can manage multiple projects at once. It's like being a manager of a whole team, but the team is AI. The Agent Manager has three main parts. First, workspaces. This is where your main projects live. Second, playgrounds. This is where you test ideas quickly. Third, the inbox. This is where your AI agents message you when they're done or need approval. Let me walk you through building something. Say you want to build a stock tracking app. You open a workspace, create a new folder, an AI agent appears. Now here's a pro tip. Give it good instructions, be specific, tell it what tech stack to use, tell it what features you want. And here's the key. Give it visual inspiration. Gemini 3 powers Antigravity, and it's amazing at building user interfaces, but only if you show it what you want. Here's what you do. Go to a tool called V0, describe the UI you want. V0 builds it in seconds. Take a screenshot, paste it into Antigravity, tell it to use that as inspiration. This makes a huge difference. And before I go further, if you want to learn how to use AI tools like Antigravity to automate your business and save hours every single day, check out AI Profit Boardroom. We dive deep into AI automation. We show you exactly how to use tools like this to build apps, automate tasks, and get more done. No fluff, just real strategies. Link in the description. So you give the agent your instructions, you attach your screenshot, hit send, the agent starts working. And as it works, it creates artifacts. What are artifacts? When they're documents, plans, screenshots, code files, everything the agent does gets saved. You can open the implementation plan. While the agent is working, you can read what it's planning to do. You can review everything step by step. Here's another cool feature. The agent tests your app as it builds it. It opens a browser, it clicks buttons, it enters text, it takes screenshots all automatically. Because Google makes Chrome, they integrated it perfectly. The AI has full control over the browser. Now, here's a pro tip nobody talks about. As the AI is testing your app, you can leave annotations. You see a screenshot, you notice something you want to change. You can highlight part of the screenshot, leave a comment, like add a crypto section here. The AI will see that comment and start working on it. You're giving feedback in real time. But here's where Antigravity gets really interesting. You can spin up more agents, click the plus button in Agent Manager, create a second agent, tell it to add portfolio tracking. Now you have two agents working at the same time. They work in parallel. They don't interfere with each other. You can create different types of agents, not just coding agents. Create a product manager agent, tell it to look at your app and create a roadmap, create a marketing agent, tell it to write blog posts and tweets. You can have a whole team of AI agents, each one doing different work. You're just managing them. And those playgrounds, say you're working on your main app, but suddenly you have an idea for something completely different, maybe a game. You don't want to mess up your main workspace. Go to the playground, create a new experiment, tell the AI to build it. If you like it, move it to a workspace. If you don't, delete it. Now let's talk about the inbox. As you have multiple agents working, they all communicate through the inbox. Agent 1 finished the portfolio feature, message. Agent 2 finished the marketing content, message. Everything shows up in one place. You can review each thing. You can approve or reject. You can give more instructions. Here's the mindset shift you need. With normal coding, you're the builder. You write every line. But with Antigravity, you're the manager. You tell your team what to build. They go build it. They come back with questions. You give approval. This is huge. You're not bottlenecked by how fast you can type code. You're only limited by how many agents you can manage. Now, I want to be real with you. Antigravity is not perfect. It's still in public preview. There are bugs. There are issues. Sometimes the AI doesn't follow instructions perfectly. Gemini 3 has some rough edges compared to Claude, but Google is working on it. Here's something important. Anti-gravity agents have a lot of power. They can edit code, they can run terminal commands, they can control your browser. This creates security risks. Some researchers found vulnerabilities right after launch. There was even a case where someone used turbo mode and the agent accidentally deleted their entire hard drive. No warning, just deleted everything. So here's my advice. Always back up your work. Don't use anti-gravity for critical production projects yet. Treat it like an experimental sandbox. But for side projects, for prototypes, for learning, anti-gravity is amazing. You can build apps so fast, just be smart about it. Use planning mode instead of fast mode for complex tasks. Review the artifacts. Don't blindly trust everything, check the code, be the manager, stay in control. Here are the key practices. Always back up your work. Use planning mode for anything complex. Give the AI visual inspiration. Read the artifacts as the AI works. Use annotations on screenshots. Start simple. Build a small app first. Get comfortable with the workflow, then tackle bigger projects. You can build web apps, stock trackers, to-do apps, portfolio sites, games, admin dashboards, pretty much anything. You can use it to prototype ideas fast. You can use it to learn coding by watching how the AI builds things. And the tech stack is flexible. Antigravity supports Next.js, React, Vue, plain HTML and CSS, Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, and more. If you want to master AI automation and learn how to use cutting-edge tools like Antigravity to transform how you work, join AI Profit Boardroom. We're constantly testing new tools, finding what works, and teaching you exactly how to implement them. This is where you learn to stay ahead. Link in the description. Here's what makes this different from every other AI tool out there. Most tools are stuck in chat mode. You ask a question, it gives an answer. You ask another question, it gives another answer. It's slow, it's tedious, but Antigravity breaks that model completely. Your agents work independently, they make decisions, they test things, they fix bugs, they don't wait for you to hold their hand. This is the first time we've seen truly autonomous AI coding, and it changes everything. Here's what you need to do right now. Go download Antigravity. It's free. Google is giving tons of free credits. Install it, open the agent manager, create a workspace, build something simple, a to-do app, a calculator, anything, then start experimenting with multiple agents, create a playground, try different ideas, get comfortable with the workflow. The key things to remember: use visual inspiration for better UIs, use planning mode for complex tasks, annotate screenshots to give better feedback, spin up multiple agents for different tasks, use playgrounds for quick experiments, check your inbox regularly, back up your work, and shift your mindset from builder to manager. Today we're talking about Antigravity. This is Google's brand new AI development platform. And it's wild. This thing can build full apps from scratch. It can fix bugs automatically. It can even create pull requests for you. But before you go crazy with it, I need to show you something important because there's been some scary incidents already. I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let me show you what this thing can actually do. Antigravity is basically an AI agent that lives inside your development environment. It's not just a code helper. It's a full autonomous agent. It can plan tasks, execute them, and verify everything worked. And it does all of this across your editor, your terminal, and your browser. The platform is powered by Gemini 3. That's Google's latest AI model, and it's specifically built for agentic work. The AI can break down big tasks into smaller steps, execute each step, check if it worked, and move to the next one, all without you doing anything. Here's what makes Antigravity different. Most AI tools just suggest code. You still have to copy it, paste it, run it yourself. Antigravity does all of that automatically. It edits your files directly, it runs terminal commands, it can even open your browser and test your app. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds powerful, but also kind of scary. And you're right. Let me tell you about what happened recently. There was an incident where a developer used Antigravity's turbo mode. The AI agent started running commands, and it accidentally deleted a bunch of important files, just gone, because the agent had full access to the terminal. Security researchers have been warning about this. They've found that these agents can be tricked with prompt injection. Basically, bad actors could hide malicious instructions in files, and when the AI reads those files, it executes those instructions. That could mean stealing your API keys, deleting your database, or exposing sensitive data. So here's the deal. Anti-gravity is incredibly powerful, but you need to use it safely. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Let's start with the coolest demo, building a complete app from nothing. I'm going to ask Antigravity to create a to-do app with React, Express, SQLite tests, a Docker file, and a CI pipeline. Here's the exact prompt. Create a to-do app using React plus Express plus SQLite, add tests, Docker file, and create a GitHub Actions pipeline. Watch what happens. The agent creates a plan, it breaks down the task into steps, then it starts executing. You can see it creating files in real time. App.jsx for React, server.js for Express, database schema, test files, everything. Now it moves to the terminal, it installs dependencies, runs the tests pass, then it builds the Docker container and starts the app locally. I can open my browser, and there it is, a fully working to-do app. I can add tasks, check them off, delete them, everything works. And I didn't write a single line of code. That took maybe 3 minutes to build something that would normally take hours. But here's what I want you to notice. Before the agent ran any terminal commands, it showed me what it was about to do. I could approve or reject each action. That's important. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below and let me know what kind of app you'd build with this. Here's another workflow that's super useful. Let's say you have a project with failing tests. You know something's broken, but you don't know what. With Anti-Gravity, you can just ask it to fix the problem. Here's my prompt. Investigate failing unit tests, reproduce locally, propose and apply a fix, add a regression test, and create a PR. The agent looks at the test output, sees which tests are failing, then it examines the code to find the root cause. The agent writes a fix, updates the code, runs the tests again, and now they all pass. But it doesn't stop there. It also writes a new test to make sure this bug doesn't happen again. Then it creates a pull request with a detailed commit message explaining what was wrong and how it was fixed. This is huge for developers because bug fixing takes up so much time, and this agent can do it automatically. Before I show you the third demo, let me tell you about something really cool. If you want to learn how to actually use AI tools like Anti-Gravity to save time and automate your business, you need to check out AI Profit Boardroom. This is where we show you the exact AI tools and workflows that can transform how you work. Whether you're building apps, creating content, or running a business, AI can handle the boring stuff so you can focus on what matters. Click the link in the description to learn more. This third workflow is where safety really matters. Let's say you need to refactor some code and run a security scan. Here's my prompt. Refactor function Y to improve performance and run a secret scan. Do not change production configs or push secrets. Notice how I specifically told it not to touch production configs. That's important. You need to give the agent clear boundaries. The agent starts the refactor, cleans up the code, then it runs the security scan. The scan finds a potential issue. There's an API key hard-coded in a config file. The agent flags this, it shows me a warning, and it asks if I want to proceed. I can reject this action, or I can tell it to remove the API key and use environment variables instead. This is the evidence trail in action. Every step the agent takes is logged, so you can review what happened and make sure nothing dangerous was executed. Okay, let's talk about how to use this safely, because like I said, there have been incidents. Here are the rules. Rule number 1, always run agents in a sandbox or a dedicated virtual machine. Never run them on production servers. Rule number 2, disable automatic destructive commands. No automatic RM, RF, no global sudo access. Rule number 3, require manual approval for any terminal commands that could be dangerous. Rule number 4, always review the evidence logs. Before you accept any changes, read through what the agent did. Rule number 5, use dummy credentials for testing. Don't give the agent access to real API keys or production databases. And rule number 6, avoid using turbo mode on anything important. Turbo mode lets the agent run faster by skipping approval steps, but that's exactly how things go wrong. These rules might seem like overkill, but trust me, they're not. Security researchers have found real vulnerabilities, prompt injection attacks, file exfiltration risks, destructive command execution. The good news is that Google is aware of these issues and they're working on better safeguards, but until those are in place, you need to protect yourself. Here's why anti-gravity is such a big deal. With tools like this, anyone can build software. You just need to know what you want to build. The AI handles the technical details. That means more people can turn their ideas into real products. Small businesses can build custom tools without hiring expensive developers. Entrepreneurs can test ideas faster, but this technology is brand new. It's still in public preview. There will be bugs, there will be mistakes, and yes, there will be security issues. That's why you need to learn how to use it safely now. If you want to stay ahead of AI tools like this, you need to join AI Profit Boardroom. We break down every new AI tool, show you how to use them, and teach you how to automate your business safely. Click the link in the description to learn more. All right, that's Antigravity, Google's new AI agent platform. It can build full apps, fix bugs automatically, and handle complex development workflows. Let me walk you through how this actually works. Let's say you want to build an app. You tell the Antigravity agent to initialize Firebase in your project. The agent then generates an implementation plan. If it needs more info from you, it asks questions. When it's done, it shows you a step-by-step walkthrough of what it did. The whole process is automated, but you're still in control. Now here's a real example. Someone used Antigravity to build a racing game. They asked for email and password sign-in. They asked for a cloud Firestore leaderboard. And Antigravity, using Firebase MCP tools, did everything automatically. It fetched the API keys. It added authentication. It set up the Firestore logic. It wrote the game code. Then it just worked. No debugging, no fixing errors. It just worked. Think about what this means. You're not writing Firebase initialization code anymore. You're not hunting for API keys in the console. You're not setting up, authentication flows manually. You're not writing database rules. The AI agent does all of this, and it does it right the first time. The deployment part is even crazier. Once your app is built, the agent already knows how to deploy it, uses Firebase hosting, it checks all the steps using MCP. Then it runs Firebase deploy only hosting, fully automated. You ask it to deploy, and it deploys. And the MCP server also supports app hosting for Next.js and Angular apps. And this is where things get interesting because Firebase MCP works with Gemini agents too. So you're not just limited to Antigravity. You can use these same tools in other environments. The protocol is open, which means more AI tools will start using it. And when they do, app development becomes even easier. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, holy crap, I need to learn how to build apps with AI tools like Antigravity and Firebase MCP, then you need to join my AI Profit Boardroom. This is where I teach you how to use AI agents and automation tools to build real products. You'll learn how to scale your business with the exact same AI development tools I'm showing you today. You'll get access to workflows that show you how to automate app development, how to use MCP servers, how to build with AI agents like the ones in Antigravity. Plus, you'll save hundreds of hours because you'll learn which AI tools actually work. So back at it, the speed of development with this setup is insane. Apps that used to take weeks now take hours. Apps that used to take days now take minutes. And the quality doesn't drop because the AI is following best practices. It's using the right Firebase features. It's setting up proper security. It's not cutting corners. And here's something most people miss. When you use Firebase MCP with Antigravity, you're also learning. Because the agent explains what it's doing, it shows you the code it writes, it walks you through the Firebase setup. So even if you're not a Firebase expert now, you will be after using this. You'll understand how everything connects. You'll understand why certain patterns work. You'll level up your skills while the AI does the work. The deployment process is seamless too. Once your app is ready, Antigravity can push it live. It handles the hosting configuration. It sets up the domain. It manages the build process. You go from idea to live app without switching tools. Everything happens in one place, and if something needs to change, the agent can update and redeploy just as easily. Here's what you should do next. If you're building apps, try Antigravity. Add the Firebase MCP server. Build something small first, see how it works, see what the agent can do, and scale up. Build something bigger, push the limits, because this technology is new, and the people who learn it now will have a huge advantage. Now, let me tell you what Google has been working on behind the scenes. They've been making sure that the Firebase MCP server works really well with not only the Gemini CLI, but all the places where you might want to use an MCP server. And the biggest one is Antigravity IDE, Google's newest release. So they built this integration from the ground up to be seamless. And it shows, here's exactly how you add Firebase MCP to Antigravity. You open Antigravity, you go to the drop-down menu in the agent window, you select MCP servers. Then you choose Firebase from the list of available MCP servers. This opens a description of the MCP server, and you just click install. That's it. The Firebase MCP server is now added to Antigravity, and now the real magic starts. So The first thing you want to do is link your current app to Firebase. You tell the agent to initialize Firebase in your current project. The agent then develops an implementation plan. It uses the MCP server to link Firebase to your project. If the agent needs more information to complete a task, it pauses and asks for your input. You answer, it continues. Once the task is complete, Antigravity provides a walkthrough of the steps it took to link Firebase to your app. So you're not just getting results, you're learning the process. Now, here's where it gets fun. You can ask Antigravity to actually build your app. Using Antigravity, you can specify a series of steps that you want the agent to take in building your app. Someone prompted it to build a racing game. They wanted sign in using email and password login from Firebase. They wanted Cloud Firestore for a leaderboard, and Antigravity, using its suite of MCP tools from the Firebase MCP server, fetched the API keys for the web app automatically. No need to visit the Firebase console. It implemented both features without issue. Then they tested the game, and it worked exactly as expected. First try. But it doesn't stop at building. You can deploy the app with Firebase hosting too. The Antigravity agent already has access to Firebase hosting via the Firebase MCP server. The agent can consult with the Firebase MCP server to verify the steps to deploy to Firebase hosting. The agent makes a deployment plan. This includes compiling the code, then running the Firebase deploy only hosting command to get the app onto Firebase hosting. You don't need to run any commands yourself. You just ask the agent to deploy for you. Once this is done, you can share the game you built with your friends or your customers or whoever you want. And the Firebase MCP server also supports app hosting, which is optimized for server-rendered Next.js and Angular web apps. So if you're building more complex applications, you're covered there too. So here's my final thought. Antigravity plus Firebase MCP isn't just an IDE update. It's the future of app development. AI agents with full control, full automation, your ideas turned into fully built apps. And we're seeing this happen right now. Not in 5 years, not in 10 years, right now. 2025 is going to be wild. This is how you accelerate your app development with Antigravity, with the Firebase MCP server, and with AI agents that actually work. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, holy crap, I need to learn how to build apps with AI tools like Antigravity and Firebase MCP, then you need to join my AI Profit Boardroom. This is where I teach you how to use AI agents and automation tools to build real products. You'll learn how to scale your business with the exact same AI development tools I'm showing you today. You'll get access to workflows that show you how to automate app development, how to use MCP servers, how to build with AI agents like the ones in Antigravity. Plus, you'll save hundreds of hours because you'll learn which AI tools. So what I'm going to try now, let's take my landing page here from my backlink portal. Take that, screenshot it. We're going to open up a new project inside the IDE. So if we go to new window, and we'll close this old one. Let's close that. There we go. Open up a new folder. We'll call this new folder Julian website, Black Friday, SEO website, Black Friday. Open up. Then I'm going to say, right, paste that in. So we've got the screenshot here. And we're going to say, okay, create better, more modern version of this page, this landing page / one page website. Then I'm going to say direct all the traffic to my SEO checkout page for SEO services. URL equals that. We should be good to go on that. All right. And we'll see what we can build out here. I want to switch back off, hit the limit, and all right, let's switch back to Claude Sonnet. You can actually check which ones you've hit the limit on. So you can see here, for example, Gemini High, not available until 9:34 a.m., right, which is 4 hours away for me. I'm an early riser. I'm doing this live stream super early. And then we've got another one, Gemini 3 Pro, that's not available until 9:34 a.m. So it's loading it right here. But yeah, you can use this for like website redesign, apps, SaaS tools, etc. Just give it whatever idea you want. Now, I mean, some people are going to say, right, I'm not smart enough to use AI tools, but you know, Antigravity understands whatever you want without having to really be very clear about what you want, right? Like if you have an idea, you're good to go. Yeah, so you can just basically give this what you want. Another one is some people say like Antigravity is a little bit overwhelming, but you can literally just type in one sentence into Antigravity and it'll basically give you exactly what you want, as you've seen today. Some people say I'm scared of like breaking something, but Antigravity actually keeps your history of what you've created, so you can like just go back and undo what you've done previously. Some people say it looks too advanced, but even though this tool can be advanced, you can use it in a really simple way too. And also this works with like any normal file, so you don't need to be a coder or anything like that. Yeah, and the other cool thing is it's hosted locally as well, so you can come back to it when you want. You've got privacy and that sort of thing. Now I want to show you this 30-day plan as well. Right, so I would test it out for like 1 to 3 days, just give it some small tasks. Then day 4 to 7, sort of help, let it help you fix things, ask it why it made certain changes, start looking at the explanations. And then, day 8 to 14, you can start building out a real project, let it organize all the messy side of things and ask it to explain the whole system to you too. Then you can build new features. Maybe day 15 to 20, you build 1 new feature or 1 new feature a day. And you can also then start using like the browser, the terminal, the editor. And yeah, you can learn this stuff in like 30 days. Pretty simple and easy. So let's see what we got back here. Antigravity is still coding out there. I think it's a little bit slow with Claude 4.5, to be honest, especially when you're starting that new project from scratch. We got Igor. Hello, Igor. Good to see you. And if we go back to Antigravity now, it's beginning to create the foundations. So we've pasted in that screenshot, giving it ideas of what we want. But again, like if it's a brand new project from scratch, it may take a little while, right, to really start coming back here. And then you can open up previous projects here as well. So if you right-click the icon, you've got your window that's actually open with your project, and then you can open up these test projects here. So I could open up my website or the Black Friday website or the test project as a folder inside the IDE too. Okay. And again, you can switch between planning and fast-skip too. So now it's beginning to code that out. It's giving us all the code inside the index HTML. That's just creating the foundation. Obviously, it needs to create the CSS and everything else. I can accept the changes there, and then it will keep going. Someone's asking, like, does it have usage limits? So yeah, like you have limits on each of the APIs you use. Now, these are free APIs you're using, but you can see that I can't use Gemini 3.0 for like 3 hours now, or 5 hours. So these two I can't use for a while. So it's actually 4 hours I can't use it for, because it tells you when it's available, right? So it says, you have reached a quota limit for Gemini 3 Pro. Low, you can resume using this model at 9:34 a.m. which is not great. That is not great. So I'm kind of locked out from improving it with Gemini 3 for 4 hours. And then Claude Sonnet and Claude 4.5 Sonnet Thinking and GPT OSS I can still use in the meantime. But the problem is they're not as good at coding, right? So that's one of the biggest issues you need to find. Pilgrim says, oh no, I used to follow you and watch you, but I started seeing AI avatar videos and then I stopped watching, but let's see it again. Well, it's good to have you back. Thanks for watching. Again, like you can just watch the live streams if you want, and then you skip all the AI avatar stuff. Does it have a minimum model which you can use when all your limits are full? Yeah, so it'd be GPT OSS that you would use for that, right? So for the minimum model, you use GPT OSS. So, I mean, the thing is right now, probably from everything that you've seen right now, like you're probably spending about 40 hours a week doing tasks that AI could handle in minutes. So from what I see inside the comments and everything else today, like a lot of people are struggling with AI. If you need help with this, like check out the AI profit boarding. All right. So for example, we've got inside the AI profit boarding, we have the AI automation blueprint. And basically this shows you how to build AI systems that run on autopilot, so you can stop wasting time on repetitive tasks. So for example, if we go inside the AI profit boarding here, you can see automations for content creation, lead generation, shorts, etc., AI avatar videos. These are all sorts of things that are included inside the community. And we also have the advanced Facebook ads growth training. So this is my complete playbook for building engaged audiences and active communities on Facebook. On top of that, you get the school community building training. So yeah, if you actually type in school here, you get tons of training on how I've built communities with school if you want to learn this stuff yourself, as you can see. And then I'll basically show you how I built and scaled multiple thriving communities on schools. So like the setup, the structure, the engagement tactics, and everything else. On top of that, you're going to get the 100M AI content machine. So this is where you can take one single idea and turn it into over 100 pieces of content across every single platform. So you've probably seen me on X, maybe you've seen me on Instagram, maybe on Facebook ads, maybe on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on multiple different channels on YouTube, etc. Basically, this machine here shows you exactly how to do it and how to save over 20 hours per week doing this, right? And then you also get the high ticket service delivery formula. So this is the process that I've used to scale AI automation services to clients. So you get all my frameworks, delivery systems, communication templates, etc. inside the AI profit boardroom. You also get the AI avatar content system. So you're going to learn how to build AI avatars to create content for you that sound like you and post for you. So for example, if you have a look at my YouTube channel, these videos are all like AI avatar videos. They get thousands of views. They reach millions of people. And and we've automated. We've got a great system for automating this stuff, right? What else we got here? So you also get the school empire system. So this shows you how I built school communities with AI, all the funnels that I build, etc. The Twitter growth system as well. So if you've seen me on Twitter, for example, you've probably seen my AI content. We reach, again, millions of people per month on X, and we're constantly publishing content which is automated with AI. You get all those systems inside the AI Profit Bottom too. And then also you get the AI Workflow Vault, so you get access to over 1,000 pre-built NA10 automations. You get daily Q&As with me, so you can ask me anything about AI, automation, or building your business. And, you know, if it's something complicated, I actually create a video and help you with the answer. On top of that, you get unlimited tech support. So you get unlimited tech support where you can get help with any issues inside the AI Profit Bottom. You can just create a thread, get fast answers, etc. So if you have a look here, for example, people are posting and asking for help and stuff like that. For example, like Steve, he actually set up a new YouTube channel with AI and reached over 200,000 people, which is pretty crazy. You can see all these different posts that people are creating and sharing, and then they get help and support from our community. All right. You also get weekly coaching calls. So you get weekly coaching calls where you can show up, ask questions, get feedback, and watch me work through problems in real time along with my team. We'll help you during those live calls. And we have a bunch of giveaways, and that's everything you get, right? So you get the AI automation blueprint, the Facebook growth training, the school community system, the 100M content machine, the service delivery formula, the AI avatar system, the school empire training, the Twitter growth system, over 1,000 pre-built workflows, daily Q&As with me, unlimited tech support, and 5 live coaching calls a week plus monthly giveaways. And if you sign up now on their Black Friday deal, which is only available for a few more hours, then you will save 35% forever, right? So you sign up to that price now, and then you lock in your 35% discount forever by signing up here. You just sign up to the AI Profit Bottom, link in the comments and description to get that. So it's an absolute steal right now. What we got here, but yeah, let's keep going through now. So if we go back to Antigravity here, we've plugged in the details of our landing page that we want to create. Then we said create a better, more modern version of the landing page, blah, 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 direct all the traffic here. This is the URL. And if we click on view, we can see the landing page and we can see the AI scrolling through it, right? Now that landing page looks so much nicer than the original. If you want to actually open it up, you can open it up inside the agentic browser, which you can see. All right, so this is the example page. If you scroll up, it's got the details here. So it looks super nice. It gives us a code to use. If we click on this link, it should take us to the checkout page. By the way, this is a real deal, right? So if you actually want help with AI SEO, feel free to order online. Link in the comments description. But yeah, you can order online. We've got a huge Black Friday deal right now for 30% off. So if you type in Black Friday on the checkout page, you will save 30% when you order here. And then you can use select whichever package you want. So you can select like backlinks here. So you can say, right, okay, I want 5 or 7 backlinks to my website, apply the code, and then boom, you can get access. This is way, way cheaper than our normal agency service as well, because you order it online. And then you can also select multiple packages. So you could go with the SEO starter package, the SEO power pack, or the premium pack as well. And then you just fill in your details here and you can pay online. So if we have a look at this page, this looks a lot nicer than the original. So if we go back to, let me show you what the original looked like. So if we open up, this is the original page with the YouTube video, the headline, etc. It looks okay, but it's a little bit messy when it comes to the design and everything else, right? Whereas if we have a look at the new design, this is the new version. It looks a lot nicer, right? Everything's aligned, it's all cleaned up, it's all tidy, etc. Yeah, it's looking really good now. And then you can actually insert a demo video here. It just looks a lot cleaner, right? And I think that demonstrates a lot more trust. It's taken exactly the same copy, but it's just redesigned it with our brand colors. It's even, for example, it's even included like some of the benefits that I didn't mention previously. Got the limited time offer, testimonials, and then the CTAs. I would say that's a much nicer design page, especially this section right here. It looks super nice. Let's try and preview it on mobile if we can. Can we preview on mobile? We can change the device here. Yeah, there we go. So this is the version on mobile here, and then we can scroll down. It's not looking as good on mobile, to be honest with you, but we've redesigned the whole page there. So it's pretty simple and easy to do this. Supporter says that's a pretty well done site from one single prompt. Yeah, I agree with you there. I think that looks pretty nice. So yeah, you can build websites pretty quickly. I mean, like building websites used to be a nightmare, whereas now you can easily just create them in one single prompt, like I've shown you today, and you type in simple words, whatever you want, and it just fixes things. I used to spend like hours fixing this sort of stuff, and you get buses a break, layouts look weird, code that makes no sense, etc. But with anti-gravity, that saves a lot of time. So it's way faster. And again, like some people say I'm not good at coding, but anti-gravity basically writes the code for you. Some people say websites look too complex, but anti-gravity basically explains it to you like a teacher if you ask it. And yeah, it's super fast and easy to do. Now, I think you could really use this for SEO as well to create like microsites. So you can see, for example, this is a website where we're publishing content consistently. We have multiple different websites we're doing this on, like AI Profit Boarding as well. You can see some examples of the traffic we get to this website. So within the last 3 months, you can see we get thousands of clicks here. But basically, we could use this and then create content across multiple different platforms. I want to find another example here. Yeah, so this is another website as well. But I think you could really leverage anti-gravity to create microsites for you. So what you could actually do if you wanted to use Google anti-gravity for SEO is you could go to find some keywords where you can build little microsites around. So for example, let's say, I don't know, SEO training, something like that. Right, and you can create a little microsite based on like some low competition keywords. So if we have a look here, we're going to type in like KD10 or less. Let's see what we got. Maybe KD20 or less. Let's have a look here. See what we can create content. All right, so like Enterprise SEO ROI Calculator. And that's a website that I own and vibe coded with AI. Right. So if we click on book a free strategy session, it funnels traffic to our book a call page. Right. And it's ranking #1 for that keyword. So if we go onto Google here, you can see us ranking #1 even after we coded it like about a year ago. Let's open this up in a new incognito just to make sure. Yes, you can see us ranking #1 for that keyword, right? And the way that we did this and vibe coded out is we actually used bold previously. But basically what you want to do is just find low competition keywords, right? So ideally like keyword difficulty 10 or less. You can find a bunch of microsite ideas here. So for example, like SEO, like calculator, whatever your niche is, just type in your niche and then calculator. So I have an SEO agency, so that's why I'm doing SEO. And then from here, we can pick out different keywords we want to rank for. So for example, SEO cost calculator tool, right? Now what we can do is we can go back over to Antigravity. We can start up a new project. So I'm going to click on new window here. We'll close the old one. So I'm going to X off the old one here. Click on open folder, new folder, type in the keyword of the microsite I'm going to create. So SEO cost calculator tool. Hit open. Then from here, what we can do is we can say, okay, create a beautiful landing page website, modern, etc., optimized for the keyword equals, right? And then we're going to say funnel traffic to my SEO agency book a call page here, right? And then write out the landing page copy, selling SEO services as Goldie Agency and funneling traffic to book the call. That's right. And then what you can actually do is put in your brand colors as well. So I'm going to just write that there. There's our brand colors. So put brand colors here. There we go. Hit enter. And then we can just vibe code out a landing page or microsite pretty quickly. Vibe code that out, host it on Netlify, wherever you want, code it out locally, and then start ranking on Google. Pretty simple and easy. So if you're wondering, okay, like, can you find easy keywords to rank for using this? Absolutely. I've shown you, even in the SEO industry, which is a pretty difficult niche to rank in, you can see how easy it was for me to find low competition keywords that we can create and rank. Can we actually rank on Google for those target keywords? Absolutely. So this is a page that we created a year ago. It's a calculator ranking for that keyword. It funnels traffic to my funnels here, and it's really easy to build out these SEO sites using Antigravity. It's even outranking, for example, Ahrefs or even my main website. So it's outranking juliangoldie.com. It's outranking Ahrefs, which is a super powerful website, and we've done it using this process here. Right, pretty simple and easy. And it gets like 4,000 impressions. Doesn't get a lot of clicks, but you can see how it works. Right? And then if you want to actually code this out, you can use Antigravity. How would you do it? You use a prompt like this. If you want to get that prompt, I'll put it inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So let me go inside here, example prompt for websites, and we'll put it in. There we go. Hit save, boom. So if we go back to Antigravity, that's coding out here. And now it's just working on building that out step by step. It might take a few minutes, as we've seen today, but it's pretty easy. You could also use Bolt, you could use Lovable, etc. I'm just going to close this one down. There we go. We're using Claude Sonnet again because those limits have been hit on Gemini 3. so we can't use Gemini 3 Pro for like 4 hours. So just be aware that you can hit limits pretty quickly. And actually, if I was doing this all over again, I'd probably start with planning mode. So switch to planning mode inside Antigravity first, and then you can use fast mode later for Antigravity. And then Sporter says low competition keywords, you would only pick one per microsite, absolutely. Right. So if we go back now, for example, like here, right? Here, you would just pick one of these keywords. So you're not going to try and rank for SEO ROI calculator and enterprise SEO ROI calculator. You would only pick one, right? And inside the URL, you want it to be exact match. So for example, if we're targeting this keyword, enterprise SEO ROI calculator, then inside the domain, we're going to put that domain.com. Right, so that we can start ranking for it. And then you just want to make sure as well you can monetize this. So for example, if I have an SEO agency, I'm going to rank for SEO keywords. Because typically people who are searching for SEO problems on Google need help with SEO. So it's now building this out, and we should get that back in a second. It's creating the index HTML here. So you can preview the code on this side, and you can see the files on the left-hand side. I also like the fact that it's just so clean and easy to use this stuff, which is pretty nice. And then you can also reveal in Finder, right? So if you want to find this inside your Finder and just see the actual file itself, you just go to reveal in Finder. You can also copy the relative path. You can reopen the editor as well. Yeah, that's basically how it works. And then it's coding out, right, as you can see here. So I think what it will do next is code their CSS. We'll see how that goes. And then the other thing you want to do here as well is, like with this website, we have a look at this site that's ranking #1 for this keyword, right? We want to put the URL into Ahrefs, and you can see that we've built 33 backlinks to this page, right? So you can see the organic traffic for this page here. Organic traffic has grown as we build more backlinks to it, right? How do we build backlinks to it? We just build backlinks from this. There's actually a few like automated websites here, so I'm just going to go with one link per domain. Do follow, show results. There we go. Right. So what we do is we find relevant pieces of content and we link that to the website, right? So from here to here. And if you're wondering, okay, what are backlinks or what do they look like, etc., so you can see that's an example of a backlink. It's just a clickable text from one website to another. We've built it from our site. That powers up our site. Pretty simple and easy. And the more backlinks you have from relevant authoritative sources, so this is a website about SEO. We've built links to this page about SEO. The more power that website has. So for example, from juliangoddard.com, from juliangoddard.co.uk, we've linked directly to this ROI calculator page. Right, pretty simple. That's the way that I like to look at SEO as well. It's just like, make it as simple as possible. So I'm going to say, okay, is this still coding out? It seems to have got stuck. I'm going to say preview this now, see if we can preview it out. What else we got here? All right, so basically this has got to create the CSS first. So if we go back to Antigravity here, it's still got to create the CSS. And again, the quality of the CSS, the quality of the website itself will depend on the API you use. So Claude 4.5 Sonnet, I would expect the API to be pretty nice for coding, but GPT OSS, I think you're not going to get the best results from that, to be honest. You can also see there's an update available for this, so if you restart to update, you can get that access right there. But yeah, that's basically how it works, right? I'm not going to wait forever for that to code, but you can see how easy this is to do. And then from here, if you wanted to host this stuff, what you're going to do is just open up the folder you want to host it on. So for example, like Julian Gordy website, as you can see, right, this is a page with Vibe coded out. Little microsite again, and you would just go over to Netlify, log in. I might have to log in with GitHub, to be honest. There we go. And then I've just got to get a verification code in the background. And then once you logged in to Netlify, you can just upload your project files, right? So for example, Julian Goldie Automation, this is a website we uploaded earlier. You can see the page right here. And the way this works is you just go to projects, add new project, import an existing project, try Netlify drop, and then grab the folder from locally that Antigravity is coded out, right? And so for example, like this, we've got the folder right here, and you just grab that folder and plug it into Netlify, right? So you just grab that folder, and then you can drop it in like that. Yeah. and that's going to upload your SEO calculator, whatever you created, and then deploy it online, right? Pretty simple and easy. So that's how it works, peeps. That's how you can use Netlify. MD says, if you want, you can reach millions of people with your videos for YouTube. Why don't you do it? I already do. So maybe you probably haven't seen my analytics, obviously, but like if you check out my analytics, you can see just in the last year, we reached 25 million people through YouTube. So we reach a lot of people on YouTube. We reach millions of people. All right. So that's basically how you can use this stuff. If you want to get help with SEO, check out the Black Friday deal that we have. So right now we have this Black Friday deal on. You can save 30% if you order SEO online. So you just click on this link in the comments description to the backlink portal. Click on the link. You can order online here. If you prefer a call first, you can book in a call first here. And then you can select whichever package you want. So for example, here, you can select how many backlinks you want. So let's say, for example, you want 6 backlinks, DR30, and then just put in the coupon code. So for example, Black Friday here, hit apply, and you'll save 30%. Or you can choose like the SEO starter package or whatever you want, right? And then you just check out below. So that is a Black Friday deal. It's only available until Black Friday, of course, and it's pretty simple and easy to order online. But yeah, the main thing I would say here is like, a lot of people watching this, they've probably got a website, but they're not getting traffic, right? And so if you've got a website and you're being outranked by your competitors who are sitting at the top of Google, getting all the clicks, all the attention, etc., all the new customers, and you're wondering, okay, what do they know that you don't? Well, that basically ends today, right? Because I'm showing you the SEO frameworks that are going to help you rank. And if you order here, you can get the SEO frameworks that work for me. And I've already shown you multiple websites that are getting traffic and ranking on Google. So if you order online, you're going to get all of these different packages. You can just order on right here. You can save 30% off. Select whichever package works for you, as you can see, and then use the coupon code Black Friday to save 30% off. Inside there, you're going to get a dedicated client portal so you can track everything in real time, watch your rankings climb, monitor your content calendar, review your backlinks, check your reports, etc. You just get complete transparency into everything that we do for you. You also get a personal account manager, so you're not alone in this. You get a dedicated point of contact who knows your business, answers your questions, keeps your campaign on track. You can jump on calls with them too. Also, if you order online, the good thing about ordering online is like normally it's $500 setup fee to cover competitive research, keyword research, content planning, link outreach, etc. But if you order online using the Black Friday sale, then you skip the setup fees. And the way that we figure out all of this is usually we reverse engineer your competitors, right? So we're going to look at what are your competitors doing, how can we learn from that, and then how can we implement it for your business as well. So you can order online, link in the comments description, and you basically have a choice right now. So you can keep doing what you're doing, keep publishing content that nobody sees, keep watching your competitors dominate Google while you're stuck on page 3, keep wasting time and energy on SEO that doesn't work, or you can let us build a proven AI SEO system for you, right? You can get rankings that bring you traffic, get a dedicated team managing everything for you, and the Black Friday 30% off discount ends November 23rd at midnight. So if you order now, you'll save the $500 setup fee. And if you want more traffic, more visibility, more customers finding you on Google, this is the moment that you can start implementing. Sorry. So let's see what else we've got on the comments here. Any tips on how to keep your computer performance working whilst you run all your AI software? Yeah, just keep it minimal, close as much as you can. I'm using a MacBook M4. That seems to work pretty well. It's a MacBook Pro. But yeah, I would close multiple windows, just keep it all minimal. I'm actually going to close Google Antigravity now. And yeah, I would just avoid like using too much. And then also, if you're really struggling with coding locally, then just switch to coding online instead. So use the cloud. So for example, Bolt, Lovable, these tools work online and they don't require any sort of firepower from you and your laptop. The majority of business owners and people at large have no idea how easy this is and how good this technology is right now. Yeah, that's why we created the AI profit boarding, because a lot of people want to use AI, they want to learn it, but they have no idea where to start and they feel intimidated by the power of it, right? And so that's why we broke everything down into simple systems that work for me. So I test everything and then I release the systems online so people can just steal the process from me. And yeah, that's basically it. So thanks very much everyone for watching. Appreciate it as always. Like I said, check out the SEO Black Friday deal. And then we have a deal for AI profit boarding as well. So you can save 35% off forever. You get weekly coaching calls, so you can jump on these calls live, ask help, ask for advice, etc. You get all of my best playbooks for AI and all the best systems that we have, and just an awesome community of 1,700 members where you can ask help, get advice, ask questions, and I answer this stuff personally for you as well. So feel free to get that link in the comments and description. What else we got here? Muller says, do you think Grok 4.1 will prove superior to Gemini 3 over the long run? I actually don't. I tested out Grok 4.1. I just thought, this is one of the worst things I've ever used. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. I think Gemini wins by a long way, and Gemini is just superior to everything right now. Same with Nano Banana. Nano Banana is superior. Veo 3 is superior. Like, Google have just created the best technologies in the world for all this stuff. Okay, so Google just released something called Antigravity IDE. They just launched the public preview on November 18th, 2025, and developers are losing their minds over this. Here's why this matters. Every other AI coding tool you've used, they help you write code, they suggest things, but Antigravity, it actually does the work for you, like actually does it from start to finish. So Antigravity is what Google calls an agent-first IDE. That means AI agents are not just helpers. They're the main thing. These agents are powered by Gemini 3 Pro. That's Google's latest and most powerful AI model. But here's what's really cool now. You're not locked into just Google's model. Antigravity also supports Claude Sonnet 4.5 from Anthropic and GPTOSS, which is an open source model. Now, there are two main parts to Antigravity, the editor view and the manager view. The editor view looks like VS Code. You've got your code editor, our side panel. Natural language tasks, pretty normal so far. But the manager view, this is mission control for your AI agents. You can spawn multiple agents, watch them work, see what each one is doing, all at the same time. It's like having a whole team of developers working for you. Okay, so what can these agents actually do? This is the part that blew my mind. These agents have access to three things: the code editor, the terminal, and a web browser. So imagine this, you tell an agent to build a login form, the agent writes the code, opens the terminal, runs the dev server, opens a browser, actually clicks through your login form, takes screenshots, and verifies everything works all by itself. And it doesn't just do one thing at a time. You can have multiple agents running in parallel, one agent building the UI, another agent writing tests, another agent fixing bugs, all working together like a real development team. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds cool, but how do I know what the AI is actually doing? This is where artifacts come in. Every time an agent does something, it creates artifacts, task lists, implementation plans, screenshots, browser recordings. Everything is documented, so you can see exactly what the agent planned, exactly what it built. Nothing is hidden. And here's the best part. You can leave comments on these artifacts, just like Google Docs. So if the agent's plan looks wrong, you can comment on it, and the agent will adjust. You're collaborating with the agent. But wait, it gets even better. These agents have memory. They remember past tasks. They remember code snippets you've used before. They remember your feedback, and they get better over time. So if you ask an agent to do something similar to what you did last week, it already knows your style. It just does it better and faster real quick before we keep going. If you want to scale your business and get more customers, you need to check out my AI Profit Boardroom. This is the best place to learn how to use AI strategies and connect with a community of people doing the exact same thing. The link is in the description. Okay, back to Antigravity. So how do you actually use this thing? First, you download Antigravity. It works on Windows, Mac, and Linux. You need at least 8 gigs of RAM, but 16 is better. Then you start a new agent. You give it a task in plain English, something like build me a simple to-do app. The agent breaks it down into steps, writes the code, opens the terminal, launches a dev server, opens a browser, tests everything, takes screenshots, and gives you a full report. You can watch all of this happen in real time, or you can go do something else and check back later. You can even spawn multiple agents for bigger projects. One agent does research, another writes code, another handles testing. It's like being a CEO of a dev team, except all your developers are AI agents. So how does this compare to other AI coding tools like Cursor? Here's the thing, Cursor is great for code completion. It helps you write faster, but it doesn't have this multi-agent mission control thing. With Antigravity, the agents actually do the work. They don't just suggest, they execute, they plan, they verify, they work in parallel. That's a huge difference. Now, don't get me wrong, Antigravity isn't perfect. It's still in public preview. There are bugs. Some people report crashes. There are rate limits, and you really need to use Git, because if something goes wrong, you might lose your work. Some Mac users are having login issues, and some people hit the rate limits pretty fast, especially on big projects. Google says the limits refresh every 5 hours, but if you're doing heavy work, you might run into them. But here's the thing, this is brand new. It just launched. These issues will get fixed. And even with these bugs, the potential here is massive. Let me tell you why this is such a big deal. We're moving from AI that helps developers to AI that is developers. Right now, if you want to build something, you write the code. Artificial intelligence helps you go faster, but you're still doing the work. With Antigravity, you're managing agents, you're coordinating work, you're reviewing results, but the agents are doing the actual building. And the browser integration is huge. These agents can actually see your app. They can click buttons. They can fill out forms. They can take screenshots and verify things work. That's not something most AI tools can do. Plus, the artifact system means you're not flying blind. You see everything. You understand what's happening. And the multi-agent setup means you can tackle way bigger projects. So where is this going? I think we're going to see more models added, more integrations, better memory systems, more powerful automation. And here's what I think is really going to happen. The role of a developer is going to change. Instead of writing every line of code, you're going to be managing AI agents, reviewing their work, setting direction. The boring, repetitive stuff, the agents handle that. This frees you up to focus on the creative parts, the architecture, the big decisions, the user experience, and honestly, that's way more fun anyway. Now, I want to be real with you for a second. Version control is not optional anymore. You need to use Git. You need backups. Because if an agent messes something up, you want to be able to roll back second. You still need to understand code. You can't just blindly trust what the agents do. You need to review. You need to verify. The agents are tools. They're not magic. Third, this is a public preview. That means it's not finished. There will be bugs. Don't use this for mission critical production stuff yet. But even with all that, this is still incredible. And it's only going to get better from here. Look, the bottom line is this. Antigravity IDE is a big deal. It's not perfect. It's not finished, but it's showing us where we're going. And where we're going is a world where AI agents do the heavy lifting and developers focus on the important stuff. Is it going to replace developers? No, but it's going to change what being a developer means, because the future isn't about writing more code. It's about building better things faster. So should you try Antigravity? If you're curious about AI and coding, absolutely download it, play with it, see what it can do. Just remember to use version control and don't trust it blindly. And look, this is just the beginning. Google is going to keep improving this. Other companies are going to build competing tools. This whole space is exploding right now, and I'm going to keep covering it. Right. Before you go, I want to tell you about something. If you want to learn how to use AI tools like this with Julian Goldie inside, you'll get 50 plus free AI tools and 200 plus ChatGPT SEO prompts. You'll learn how to use AI agents. You'll get 1,000 plus free workflows. You'll get 200 plus ChatGPT prompts. You'll also get access to a free AI community, a free AI course, and proven AI case studies. The link is in the description. Go check it out and seriously drop a comment below. Tell me what you think about Antigravity. Would you use it? What would you build with it? Julian reads every single comment, so let us know. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.